Alright, how's it going, everybody? I am Jason of Jason's Realm here, and today I'm here bringing you guys live play-by-play and coverage of the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Tennessee Titans. There we go, it's a little bit better of an angle, isn't it? And let's go ahead and set this up for live chat. We'll be covering all the playoff implications this week and all of these scenarios as they play out before us. Taking a look at the big ones here, we'll take a look at the whiteboard. And we have the Bills and Steelers and Jags in the AFC all relying on this game here. The Jags would be eliminated with a loss. The Bills not really focused on this game. The Bills are in a win-and-in situation, lose and go home. So that is kind of important for them. But looking at, I'm pretty sure it's lose and go home for Buffalo. Let me double check. Let me double check. I pull up the playoff machine and we just do a little test here, right? Let's say hypothetically Jacksonville and Buffalo lose. So no, it's not win and go home necessarily for Buffalo tonight. They can lose and still make the playoffs if the Titans win this game. If the Titans lose this game, then it is lose and go home for Buffalo tonight. So the AFC really hinging on this whole game. This game is absolutely pivotal for the rest of the AFC. But taking a look at the other big games across the league today, looking at the NFC, the Lions can eliminate the Vikings with a loss. The NFC South will also be settled today as the Bucs take on the Panthers. A win there gives them the AFC South. A loss would put it in the hands of the winner of Falcons Saints. Meanwhile, we look to the 4 o'clock slate. That's where all the implications basically end there. Looking at the 4 p.m. slate, we got a big implication for Packers fans. Packers taking on the Bears. A loss would eliminate them if Seattle or New Orleans wins, and if New Orleans wins and Tampa Bay wins. So, big one there. Obviously, the NFC East, the race for the 2 seed, will be decided today as the Cowboys and the Eagles will be playing at 4:25. Seattle playing at 4:25, a big one for the NFC wildcard race. And then the Big Daddy game, the Bills-Dolphins. I don't know if I like that game, though, being the game to end the season, but alas, that's what it is. And we are getting ready to kick off here momentarily as we are going to, let me go ahead and see how far I can get away with on this. There we go. All right, so everybody is kicking off here to start the game, and Jacksonville will be starting with the ball in this one here. Let's go ahead and give the ball over to the Jaguars. All right, let me go ahead and shift just a couple of things around here. We will be bouncing around between all of the games as we always do on Sunday afternoons. And we'll see if we get any big plays coming up here in this slate of games. Also going to be keeping track of my bet. I had a big 10-leg parlay that 2 legs already hit. So, you know, it'd be pretty nice if the rest of them could hit. But anyway, here we go. Getting ready to go for this one. Getting ready to show the kickoff here. The NFL stream is a little bit behind, so we're going to be kind of playing both things as it goes. It looks like Travis Etienne going to get no gain on the run on 1st down and 10. So we'll see. We will see. Okay. Oh, man, ESPN's ahead of NFL too. Man, I am way behind on the NFL stream. So the Jags getting it up to the 35-yard line after a pass from Lawrence to Evan Engram for 10 yards. 1st down and 10 coming up for Jacksonville here. As we are looking around the league, seeing if anyone is moving, and the Patriots are going to go 3 and out in their game. Not really a big implication there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. But yeah, let me know in the chat, as you do. If you see anything you want to talk about, I'm down to talk anything football, playoffs, anything like that. And we'll see how this plays out here. And so Lawrence going to throw incomplete to Strange over the middle. So they are going to be looking at a 2nd down and 10 at their own 35. Okay, taking a look, seeing if we have anything else. Jeff Driscoll is intercepted by Cincinnati. But that game, once again, a pretty meaningless game for the entirety of the schedule. Trying to focus on the big ones, but the big ones don't have anything big except for the Lions going 3 and out. All right, and the Jags going to get a little 5-yard run with Etienne up the middle to the Jacksonville 40. So we'll see what happens there. Taking a look back at that pass to Engram, that was a pretty nice pass over the middle. Once again, the NFL stream is way behind. Like, I just saw the pass to Engram. ESPN's like 2 plays ahead of him. So, yeah. Not quite the best situation to be in, but we make do. We make do. The Bucs are starting to drive on the Panthers, which could be big for Tampa Bay. And let's see. Okay. And on that incomplete pass over the short middle, that was almost a sack for Tennessee. They are doing a great job of getting all over Lawrence, which is really working wonders for them. Really working wonders. Meanwhile, he's going to hit Evan Engram. Lawrence going to hit Engram up to the 46 for a gain of 6. And going to set up a 1st down and 10 for the Jaguars. All right. So let's go ahead here and see. Okay. Just taking a look-see here on the league. It's been a pretty slow day, I have to say. Haven't had any big booming plays thus far. So, man, the snow is really coming down out there. All right, so they're showing now the 3rd down play here. Lawrence hitting that. Oh, it was a beautiful play to the outside. Going to be a nice little 6-yard gain to Engram. 1st down and 10 from the 46 coming up now for the Jags. Okay. So we'll see here. Okay, the Bucs going to have to punt on their game here. Going to set up a 4th down and 9 at the Carolina 47. That is a punt for Tampa Bay coming up. Meanwhile, the Saints had to punt to the Falcons, so the NFC South race is still wide open. Angry Pickle saying thank you for streaming. Oh, no problem, man. No problem. I'm here every week whenever I can stream. I try to go live at least a few times a week. We'll be live once again for tonight's game as well for Bills-Dolphins. And, you know, the early slated games, they kind of bounce around games. Bounce around the big, important games, which I am eyeing up 4 games in this slate. I'm eyeing up the Vikings-Lions, Jags-Titans, and then both of the NFC South games, as those are critical games in every asset for the playoffs. Okay. So seeing here, the Jaguars pushing it all the way down to the 31. 2nd down and 10 coming up at the Tennessee 31. So they're threatening to go on the board early here, which could be a dagger for the Steelers because the Dolphins could very well choke this one against Buffalo tonight. So, we'll see what happens there, but, man. Jacksonville is moving down the field pretty effectively, I have to say, this drive. This is very different from the Jags team we've been seeing, where they've been struggling. Kind of mirroring last week, though. We'll see if they end up stalling out. Last week, they would get these big drives against Carolina, and then they would just die. The drives would go, 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 die. So, we'll see what happens there. Just kind of taking a look around. And getting ready for that 3rd down and 7 play here. Currently driving a tractor trailer, so you can't really talk. Alright, that's totally fine. Totally fine. I'll be giving you updates on every single game. Every single score that happens we'll be there for. And, you know, just kind of bouncing around. Seeing what Jacksonville can do. And they're going to get stalled out once again on a Lawrence scramble. Gain of 2. 4th down and 5 coming up from the Tennessee 26. Should be a simple chip shot field goal here for the Jags, I would hope. Meanwhile, looking around, yep, the field goal is good. Jacksonville is going to take a 3-0 lead in this one. So we'll go ahead and slap that on the scoreboard up there. And Tennessee is getting ready to get the ball. Let's go Titans, baby. Let's go Titans. And what a surprise. Atlanta is absolutely dying on this drive. Oh, man. 3rd and 15 for Atlanta at their own 16-yard line. Eek. Eek. That ain't going to be good for them. So, yeah, right now we got a quick little field goal there by Jacksonville on the board. So, we'll get ready to see what Tennessee can do in response coming up. And hopefully they can get something going because we want them Steelers in the playoffs. Yeah, we got the Rams gear up, but y'all notice over there we got a couple Steeler helmets. Also got our terrible towels. So, let's go Titans. Oh, hello! 3rd down and 15, and Desmond Ridder loads up for Miller for 56 yards down to the Saints' 18-yard line. Oh, my God. Wow. Atlanta wants it. They want it. They're down to the New Orleans 9 now. 2nd down and 1 coming up. We're going to cover that game a little bit more focused right now while we're waiting for this kickoff to the Titans because this is big. This is absolutely huge because if Tampa Bay loses this game, then the winner of Falcons-Saints goes. And even still, the Saints losing would eliminate them all, pretty much all but eliminate them from a wild card spot. So that is also big in that regard as well. There is a slim chance that the Saints can make it in as a wild card team if they can pull off a win and the Bucs win. So we'll see what they can do, but man. Meanwhile, Detroit getting a big return, a big 42-yard return from the 6 up to the 48. So they're going to be starting about midfield in a 0-0 game there. Okay. And Carolina getting a little bit of a drive here going after a punt by Tampa Bay. Going to give them the ball with 11 minutes to go in the first. Oh, my God. Oh, Bailey Zappi, man. Getting sacked for a loss of 12. 4th and 22 for the Patriots. I know that game's not meaningful at all, but, like, still. Oh, boy. So we'll see here. And it looks like it was going to be a big 1st down and goal for Atlanta, but Pruitt gets called for unnecessary roughness. 3rd down and 9 at the New Orleans 17 for the Falcons now. That's not very good. That could undo what would have been likely a touchdown. So we'll see what happens there, but not much really happening. Carolina putting together a couple of plays here and there to get the ball moving a little bit. And it looks like the Titans will be starting at the 25-yard line after a fair catch at the 1. Okay, let's go ahead and make sure, okay, we are all up to date and good. I'm just surprised we haven't had more scoring yet in this window. This has been a very defensive window so far. I know it's early, but, like, compared to last week where it was just score here, score there, score everywhere. It's like you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown. It's like Oprah was running the NFL. So we'll see here. Derrick Henry going to get a nice little 12-yard chunk run up to the 37. 1st down and 10 now for Tennessee. And we'll see. We will see what Tennessee can do here. Come on, Titans, get a big drive going here. Get a huge drive going, please. Okay. So just still eyeing up our 4 games here. Carolina going to have to punt it away to Tampa Bay. Under 10 minutes to go in that first quarter. And we'll see. That Falcons game is taking a long time to get a play. I'm wondering if it's something big. Oh, never mind. It's just a 2-yard run. All right. So we will see. And Detroit going to get a big 34-yard pass down to the Minnesota 18. They are now in the red zone as well with a 1st down and 10 for Detroit, trying to eliminate Minnesota. Meanwhile, Tannehill going to get a nice little pass to DeAndre Hopkins for a gain of 6 up to the 43. As a Steelers fan here, I'm hoping the Titans win right now. How's it looking? Well, Tennessee is moving the ball a little bit. Defensively, they held strong when Jacksonville started driving. And trust me, I want the Titans to win too. I want them Titans to win too. We got a whole lot of Steeler gear here. Yeah, I'm a Rams guy, but like, Steelers are my number 2. So, let's go Titans. And Derrick Henry going to pick up the remaining 4 yards. Jags fan first, Steelers fan second. Ooh, the plot thickens in the chat. And Atlanta going to get a passing touchdown. Who got that one there? Let's see. I kind of looked away for a second from that game, but Atlanta does get a touchdown to Jonnu Smith. And just like that, Atlanta's going to go up 7-0. So let's go ahead and put that one up on the board up top. And Detroit having a first and goal at the Minnesota 5 as Ryan Tannehill going to pass to Chris Okonkwo for 21 yards down to the Jacksonville 32. Wow. Well, hey, Angry Pickle, there's a way. There's a way. Just be a Miami fan tonight, and you get the best of both worlds. That's your best case scenario. Jacksonville wins, Miami wins. That's your best case. I'm just happy Houston made it. I'm like, Houston's like, you know, in my top 5. They're actually in my top 4. So, like, I'm glad they made it. Because I am a big CJ Stroud guy. I am a huge CJ Stroud guy. And Detroit going to get a passing touchdown to Sam Laporta. Nice little touchdown there. And it looks like Tannehill throwing to DeAndre Hopkins, falling incomplete. So they're going to be looking at a 2nd down and 10 there. Let's go ahead and throw Detroit's touchdown on the board. Oh, man, taking a look at that Okonkwo catch and run. That was a big blocking thing there. You think Miami's beating Bills? I could see it. I can see it. Miami plays well at home. I can see that game going either way. Miami plays well at home. They play very well at home, but they also struggle against good teams. So, who knows? Spending wild season for them. Yeah. Oh, but Buffalo has been all up and down. They have been the definition of a roller coaster this season. Tannehill going to pass to DeAndre Hopkins for a gain of 4, by the way, down to the 28, 3rd down and 6. And we'll see here. We will see what we've got going. And what a surprise, Jets-Patriots is still tied up at 0. It's going to be a defensive show-off. It's not going to be really high scoring. Maybe 15 points total in that game. And let's see. Let us see here. So the Bengals putting a little bit of a drive together to the Cleveland 13. 1st down and 10 for them. Mostly going to focus on our 4 playoff implication games, but whenever other teams get into the red zone, hello, Ryan Tannehill to Ty J. Spears, 28 yards for the touchdown. Let's go Titans, baby. There it is. There it is. And the PAT is good. 7-3 Titans. Sorry about that one, Angry Pickle. But that feels good for them people pulling for the Steelers. All right. So yeah, like I was saying, we'll be focusing mostly on our 4 playoff games: the Vikings, Lions, Jags, Titans, Falcons, Saints, and Bucks, Panthers. But if the Jets, Patriots, or Bengals, Browns go into the red zone, we will spend a little bit of time on those ones. Just, you know, do the right thing, keep an eye up on all the scoring. And never mind, the Bengals are out of the red zone. So we'll take a look here. Ooh, have any of my guys gotten a touchdown yet? I set up a 10-leg parlay last night, and it was all touchdown scorers. I don't think I had any of those guys that scored yet. Let's see. Yeah, no, I need Justin Jefferson for Minnesota, Mike Evans for Tampa Bay, and Jamar Chase for the Bengals. That's all I got in this slate. I mean, the Bengals are at the Cleveland 23, so maybe Jamar Chase for a tutty here. But we'll see here. Yeah, that's not a good feeling there for Jacksonville fans. Especially because with a loss, you go home. I mean, there's no other way around it. A loss puts Jacksonville out. So we'll have to keep an eye here. Now the Bengals re-enter the red zone. 2nd and 7 at the Cleveland 10, by the way. Oh, man. That was a beautiful play there for the Titans to get Ty J in the end zone. I took a look at it. Because the thing is, NFL's online streaming thing is a little bit behind the actual, what's actually happening. So I see the touchdown on ESPN, and then 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later, it comes up over there. I just believe Titans going to fight harder for the win than Miami. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it, especially because, you always want to take out your division rivals. That's why I think the Bears beat the Packers. The Bears have been playing some damn good football, and now they have a chance to basically eliminate the Packers. They're going to take that. They're obviously going to take it. And let's see here. The Bengals having a 1st and goal at the Cleveland 1. So we'll see what they end up doing there. They are really threatening for a score here. Been watching the Jaguars a bit more this season. I started liking them a bit too. Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me with how I became a Rams fan, because I grew up heart of Steeler country. Right in the middle of Steeler Nation, And some of my earliest memories were my dad shouting at the Steeler game, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and my mom coming out and yelling, saying, "What's all that shouting for?" "Oh, it's just Dad yelling at the Steeler game." So, I grew up a Steeler fan. But, I started playing fantasy football, and I always had, players like Cooper Kupp, Todd Gurley, Jared Goff when he was on the Rams. So, at the same time, I'm like, ooh, I'm watching the Rams a lot to keep track of my fantasy team. I like this team. So, that's kind of turned into my identity. So, let's see here. Cincinnati did get the touchdown. Who got it? Who got it? I got a little bit sidetracked on story. Who got the touchdown? It was Joe Mixon. Okay. 7-0 Bengals. Let's go ahead and update that here. Okay. I have to say, though, this has been a low-scoring slate of games this week, despite everything that's on the line. We only have, 4 touchdowns? 20 minutes, 25, almost 30 minutes into this slate of games? That's low. That is low. And, oh boy, offensive holding. Gonna bring back this play. They were at the 28, Jacksonville was, and then they had an offensive holding, so it's a 1st down and 20. Let's go ahead and flip that arrow around real quick. I get your grips also hard into the Steelers, but I got pulled into the Vikings because of friends and stuff. Yeah, this has been, most definitely. It's been a weird season for everyone. But you knew the Steelers season was going to be weird. I mean, they always pull out the flukiest of fluky things. Like I said, the Steeler way is not fight hard and win the game. The Steeler way is somehow manage to BS your way into a victory you don't deserve. That's the Steeler way. Everyone talks about the Steeler way of you're going to fight hard till the very end and you're going to win the game in a hard-fought battle. That's not the Steeler way of 2023 and 2024. That's long gone. I mean, look at the Rams game, too. I mean, the big thing I'm a little bit hinged on is the Rams game, because the Rams lost that game because of the Steeler way. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Angry. You lived, Angry Pickle, you lived most of your life in Jacksonville, but born in Altoona. I know Altoona. I know that area. I don't actually know the in-depth of that area, but, that's kind of my neck of the woods. That's been the Steeler way for a couple... Oh, most definitely. That has been the Steeler way for a long time. Meanwhile, the Saints are driving at the Atlanta 18, 1st down and 10, and the Jags are staring down the barrel of a 3rd and 7 at the Jacksonville 31 after an 8-yard pass to Evan Engram. Okay. Ooh, snow. Okay. But the Buccaneers not getting anything done at all this game. At all. It has been rough for them. I mean, it's 0-0, and Carolina now has the ball 1st and 10 at the Carolina 34. And New Orleans going to get a touchdown to Perry. Passing touchdown, and the PAT is good. That game is going to be all tied at 7 apiece. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence going to throw to Zay Jones for 16 yards. 1st down and 10 Jags at the Jacksonville 47. So, we'll see here. Oh, man. I'm looking forward to the playoffs though. This playoffs is going to be crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, I could see any of the teams here that are in the playoffs. I could see any of them making a run. I mean, it's going to be fun. It is going to be very fun. So, any opinions on Tomlin these last seasons? Well, you know, it's tough because you don't want to fire a head coach that's pulling you winning seasons left and right, you know? It's tough to do that. But at the same time, if you're not getting results, change needs to be made, you know? I think I give Tomlin, you know, one last shot with a new offensive coordinator. Hopefully they make the right choice and go outside of the organization for their offensive coordinator. And as long as they do that, there is a decent chance they can get something going. But if this next offensive coordinator is a dud, you got to start to wonder, is it the coordinators or is it the person pulling the coordinators together in Mike Tomlin? So that's kind of my thought. Is I think that Tomlin's time has to be running out. His seat's got to be getting a little warm. You don't want to say that about, you know, 17 straight winning seasons, but like if you're not getting results, who cares if you go 9-8 for the last 10 years? Your team won Super Bowls. They hired you to win a Super Bowl. They didn't hire you to go 9-8 and miss the playoffs for 10 straight years. So, oh, there's a challenge on the play here on that Zay Jones grab. Let's take a look at the. Oh, I couldn't see the replay. But that's where I stand on Tomlin. I think that his seat's got to be getting warm, and he has to show some results. I mean, this could be his chance this year to prove something. If the Steelers can get in, I mean, looking at who they're going to play, if the Titans and Bills both lose and they get the 6th seed, I think they could beat Kansas City. Another decline structure, yeah. Yeah, it's just a whole mess. I mean, the Steelers just have lost all sense of discipline. The Steeler way is not the Steeler way that it once was back when they were in their, you know, in their dynasty way back in the day in the 70s. But even whenever they had that little bit of period of strong success in the 2000s, that team has changed significantly in culture since then. So, and the thing is, if it's, the culture's starting to decay. And my big gripe with the Steelers is that no other team has problems of getting the most toxic wide receivers at times, you know? I get there's frustrations, but at the same time, it started back with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown starts going off the deep end. Then they have Juju Smith-Schuster come in, you know, as a rookie with Antonio Brown. And then Juju Smith-Schuster goes off the deep end. Then you bring in George Pickens, and then he has a little bit of areas where he's going off the deep end this season. So, yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem in my book, is that there's a whole culture issue, and it is just a big, big mess. And it looks like the Jags had to punt it. I'm wondering if that was over, if the challenge was successful, because Jacksonville had to punt. Let's take a look at the play-by-play. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder, it had to have been ruled incomplete. Yeah, 4th and 7 at the Jacksonville 31. So they ruled it incomplete. So Tennessee has the ball at their own 26, and the Jets have a 2nd and goal at the Patriots 10. They got a bit of a drive going over there. So, we'll see what happens here, but man. Ooh, Lions have a 4th and 1 at Minnesota 45. Do you go for the dagger? Come on, go for the dagger, Lions. Go for the dagger. Yeah, like my top 4 teams, easy 1-2 is Rams, Steelers. And then 3 and 4 is some sort of mixture of the Lions and Texans. Those are like my top 4. Obviously, you know, if the Rams were playing any of these teams, I'm pulling for the Rams. But like, if I had to root for any team, those are the 4 I'm rooting for. So there's also other star players. Look what happened to the Patriots when they lost just their quarterback. Yeah. I know, it is weird seeing how bad that team is. And the big thing is, though, the Steelers have had star power. I mean, even in the 2010s, they had star power. you had the killer bees for the longest time. You had Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben, and Antonio Brown. And even now, I mean, the thing is, I think it was the coordinator game that was really holding back the Steelers. That was what I really think was holding back the Steelers was Matt Canada. Matt Canada's offense was just like the offense we saw for most of the game yesterday against the Ravens. 3rd down and 8, and we're going to check down. You know, we're going to run, check down, run, check down. That's all they did under Canada. The time they actually opened the playbook was like never. So that's part of the problem there. I mean, Kenny Pickett in his lone full game without Matt Canada, he looked damn good. And even Mason Rudolph, you know, without having Matt Canada to hold him back, look what he's done for this team. I mean, he had a bad game, yeah, against Baltimore. But at the same time, look at the other games leading up to that. So, I really think it was the coordinator game. I really want to see what happens with Kenny Pickett with a full year under a brand new coordinator. And the Titans now at the Tennessee 42 after a 17-yard run by Derrick Henry, leading up now to a 3rd down and 8 as a 2-yard run for Henry puts him at the 44. Jets kicking a field goal, by the way, and the Falcons got themselves a touchdown. Let's go ahead and see who got that one. It was a pass from Desmond Ridder to Bijan Robinson for the touchdown there. And the Falcons go up 14-7. Okay. And just like that, the Lions going for it on 4th down, and they go for a 41-yard shot to Khalif Raymond. 1st down and goal for the Lions at the 3. All right. Unfortunately, I don't think I have anyone in that game. I have Justin Jefferson in that game. I don't have any Lions. In my other one I put that already busted, I had Jahmyr Gibbs. But I got the Lions, Titans, and Bucks money line for this one, so for this slate of games. So we'll see how that plays out. And man, the Bucks game getting ready to head into the second quarter at a tie game of 0-0. And speaking of Jahmyr Gibbs, there's the Jahmyr Gibbs rushing touchdown as Tannehill throws incomplete to Chris Okonkwo, and it's a 4th down and 13 for Tennessee at their own 39. All right. So let's go ahead here and see Detroit getting themselves a touchdown. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that looking at Brady with the Patriots, it's a different scenario from the Steelers. Because the Steelers have always had a bona fide number 1, even a number 2 receiver at most times. And they've had a solid defense. The Patriots, when Brady left, there was no bona fide number 1 receiver. You know, they really didn't have that, he's your go-to guy. They just had a bunch of meh guys that really haven't done a lot. So, you know, losing a legendary quarterback like Brady is going to hit that team a lot harder. So, we'll see here. But it looks like the Lions missing the PAT, and the Bengals are at the Browns 18, 2nd down and 5 there. And let's see. The Jaguars are going to start at their own 12 after the punt. So let's go ahead and flip that arrow around. All right. So we'll see. I think this week is also a big week of jostling for position because you want to face the team you want to face. Like, I'm kind of bummed that the Rams are, you know, resting a lot of their starters. I get why they're doing it. But, like, you have a chance to beat the Niners and face the Lions, as opposed to facing the Cowboys or the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles are an easier team than the Lions right now, but at the same time, if you got to face Dallas, you're going to have to hope that run game is on point and that defense can contain Prescott. Which I think the Rams can do it. I think they can beat anyone in the NFC, honestly. I could see the Rams coming out of the NFC. They play the Niners well in the playoffs. They have a good run game to counteract Dallas, and the Eagles are limping into the playoffs. Other than that, it's a bunch of all-right teams, except for maybe Detroit, but Detroit's Achilles heel is the turnovers. So, I could see the Rams coming out of that It's just I would rather face the Lions than the Cowboys in Wild Card Weekend. So let's see here. The Bengals have a 1st and goal at the Browns 7. Okay. And the Buccaneers had to punt to Carolina. Carolina getting the ball at the 30. Really? Yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see it. The Rams have played the Niners well in the playoffs. They lose in the regular season. Yeah, they've lost 9 straight in the regular season to the Niners. But look back at that Super Bowl run last time. They played the Niners well in the playoffs. And as long as they can play the Niners well in the playoffs, they can beat just about anyone in the NFC. Because it was proven by the Buffalo Bills that if you can run the ball on Dallas, you can win and win big. And the Rams have only the best young running back in the league in Kyron Williams right now, who is absolutely on fire. So really, I mean, you run the ball on him like that, and you'll be doing pretty well. You could beat Dallas. I mean, it's not going to be a blowout, because that Rams defense isn't the greatest, but you could probably win that game. High scoring, maybe 34-28, something like that. And the Niners, you play the Niners well in the playoffs, and you could beat them. You could beat them. I could see it. So, I'd love it too, because I placed $2 back in week 14 for the Rams to win the Super Bowl when the odds were plus 11,000. So, let's just say I'm really hoping for that one. If it don't hit, oh well, but that would be awesome. Ooh, who got the touch? Cincinnati did get themselves a touchdown. Who got it? Come on, Jamar Chase. Oh, it was a pass to Joe Mixon. Okay. So the Bengals going to go up 14-0. Oh, yeah, that would be great. The odds were plus 11,000, so $2 pays big. So, we'll see here. The Jaguars already down to a 3rd and 2 at the Jacksonville 20. Didn't quite see what happened there. We'll see the couple plays here. It looks like they went no huddle. They went hurry up big time. So the Bucs game going into the second quarter now with a 2nd and 7 at the Carolina 33 for the Panthers. And let's see, that pass. That play was an 11-yard pass here now to Ridley to the Jacksonville 31. 1st down and 10 for the Jaguars as they're now fighting for their playoff lives. And let's see. Okay. And it looks like here the Jaguars are going to take it to the end of the first quarter. Let's go ahead and update this to quarter 2. Okay. And the Jets reach the end of the first quarter as well. Their score 3-0 at the end of 1. Our score 7-3 at the end of 1. And it looks like the Browns game will be getting there. Oh my gosh. Jeff Driscoll sacked for a loss of 12 at the Cleveland 13. That's the second 12-yard sack I've seen today. Wow. Meanwhile, Minnesota staring down the barrel of a 1st and 20 at their own 24 after a holding penalty. And let's see. I'm a little concerned about Tampa Bay right now. I am a little concerned about Tampa Bay. They are not playing a good game at all against the Panthers. I mean, it is not good. No score after 1. You've had multiple chances to drive that ball, and you haven't done anything with it, which it's not great. It's not a good look for you. If you can't drive it on Carolina, you're not going to be able to play well when you need to play well in the playoffs. So nice watching a play-by-play stream that's not begging for every 2 seconds for a super chat. Oh, I'm here because I want to be here, man. We're getting close to that monetization goal. It'd be nice to get that, but I'm just here because I like football. I've always been a football guy growing up, and it's just been my passion. So, as opposed to being able to play football, which was never something I was able to do, this is kind of my outlet for it. So. All right, it looks like there's going to be a defensive holding on Tampa Bay. So Carolina getting a free 1st down to the 38. And the Saints are starting to put together a bit of a drive on the Falcons here. 2nd and 9 at the Atlanta 44. As they're honing in on the end of the first there. And let's see here. The Vikings down by 13 because the Lions did miss the PAT in their game, by the way. Only up by 13, the Lions are. Mullen's going to start to try and put together a drive, and they're at a 2nd and 10 at their own 46 for the Vikings. And let's see. Just trying to see, as a lot of these games are honing into the end of the first, and there goes the Browns game into the end of the first as well. So we'll go ahead and set that at Q2. And let's see. Carolina putting together a bit of a drive there now. 2nd down and 6 at the Tampa 45. That's interesting. Let's see. Is Carolina going to try to upset Tampa Bay? I mean, they got nothing to play for. They locked up the #1 pick for Chicago, so it don't matter. This whole season didn't matter when they were eliminated from the playoffs because they didn't have a first-round pick. So, really, they're just playing for their second-round pick, which will be 33rd overall. And let's see. It looks like the Falcons, or the Saints are on the fringe of field goal range at the Atlanta 34. That'll be a 52-yarder from there if they go for it. And Travis Etienne going to run up to the 36 for a gain of 5 on Tennessee. Okay. Browns staring down a 3rd and 10 at their own 25. And the Vikings game going to hit the end of the first quarter with the score 13-0 there, with Minnesota having a 3rd down and 8 at their own 48 to start the second quarter. And let's see. Waiting now on the 3rd down and 4 play for Carolina as they are on the Tampa Bay side of the field. So this could be huge for them. This could absolutely be huge for them as they're trying to put together a drive to spoil Tampa Bay's playoff hopes. Although I think, no, with a loss, there's no way they get in, is there? Let's actually run the scenario real quick. We're going to run a quick scenario real quick. I want to see if Tampa Bay can get into the playoffs as a wild card if they lose the game. So if they lose, they need Green Bay to lose to Chicago. The other 8 and 8 teams you have, who is it? New Orleans and Seattle. So you need the Falcons to win, and you need the Cardinals to win. And no, they can't. They cannot make it in as a wild card team. So the only way they make it in as a wild card team is if they win. So if they lose, they're done. No doubt. And let's see here. The Jaguars going to get a nice little 11-yard gain to Zay Jones. Lawrence Jones. Putting it at the 46, the Jacksonville 46. And Carolina might have a touchdown. They have a play under review there showing it 3rd and 4 at Tampa Bay 0. Let's see. That could be a touchdown, Carolina. If it stands. That would be what, like a 40-yard shot or something like that? Wow. Jags, by the way, going to take a delay of game. 1st and 15 at their own 41. And let's see. Waiting on that Panthers review to come back, because that is a huge call at this time of the day. Considering that game has been 0-0, a touchdown could be all but the dagger through the heart of the Buccaneers. So we'll have to see. We will have to see. As we take a look around the league here, not much really happening. Once again, a lot of these games are just now starting the second quarter, so don't really expect a lot going on right now. Falcons game going into the second quarter as well, with that score being the Falcons 14, Saints 7. With the Saints having the ball, the 1st and 10 in the Atlanta 34 to start the drive, or start the quarter. In Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence hitting Calvin Ridley for a 59-yard deep shot for a touchdown, Jaguars. And they are going to take a lead here against Tennessee. Assuming they make the PAT, which they do, it is a 3-point lead for Jacksonville now. All right. That touchdown is absolutely huge. Now going to put the pressure on Tennessee to have to do something in response. Oh, man. So let's go ahead here and see. That play is going to be coming up. I think is the very next play on the stream coming up for the NFL stream. So I'll see if I can actually watch this play and how it played out. Because that is huge. A 59-yard pass like that. Okay. Taking a look at that. That was a nice clean pocket. Lawrence just stepping up and yeets it up there. Hits him right in stride. That was about as perfect a pass you could ask for. I mean, he hits his man in stride. Ridley gets caught in stride, and boom. I mean, wow. That was absolutely perfect. He hits him right in stride. You know, Ridley doesn't have to jump up or grab it or anything like that. It's just right there. Trevor be looking good this game even after the injury. I know. He is looking pretty good. If we take a look at stats right now here. Oh, wait a minute. So let's actually see. We have an update on that Panthers game. It's not going to be a touchdown. Oh, it was a fumble they were reviewing. That's what it was. I think. Yeah, no, it was a touchdown is what it was. So it was a touchdown pass to DJ Chark, reversed, and fumble recovered by Tampa Bay in the end zone for a touchback. That is a huge play for Tampa Bay, possibly season-saving there. And we'll take a look here. The Vikings having the ball first and 10 at Detroit's 39, down by 13. That could be big there. And the Saints going to have to settle for a field goal as it's a 4th and 2 at the Atlanta 26. So they should go up, or they should be down only by... No! Woo! I like that aggression. They go for it, a pass to Johnson for 12 yards. 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 14 for the Saints. Season on the line and everything, and I love the aggression there. I absolutely love the aggression there. Okay. New Orleans wins. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Okay. All right, so we'll see what New Orleans can do here. As they have a nice little drive going there. So go ahead and flip this arrow around as well. So that it faces Tennessee. There we go. And let's see, taking a look for any new updates here. A 2nd and 4 at the Atlanta 8 now for the Saints. And the Bucs get that fumble, but then they have to go ahead and punt it away pretty much immediately. So Carolina is really holding strong in this one. Doing a great job at not breaking at all. They're not even really bending a lot. They are just absolutely holding firm. Meanwhile, the Saints now pushing a 1st down and goal to the Atlanta 4. So they're looking at something pretty nice there. And we'll see. We will see. I'm just surprised. Let's take a look at Trevor's stats right now because he has been having a pretty good day. Taking a look at Lawrence's stats on the day right now. He is 9 for 12 for 132 yards and a touchdown. That is a really good game for Lawrence, especially considering he is just coming off of a brutal injury stretch. So, and then they're going to hit DeAndre Hopkins for 16 yards, the Titans are. So a 1st down and 10 at the Tennessee 41 on a huge play there. A big drive starter for Tennessee. And the Saints trying to pound the rock into the end zone. 2nd and goal at the Atlanta 3 for them. And we'll see. We shall see. As the Patriots have somewhat of a drive going together on the Jets. 2nd and 4 at the Jets 22. Okay. And now the Vikings at the Detroit 30, 1st down and 10. The Lions are doing themselves in defensively right now. It is not pretty for them. And the Patriots have a 1st and 10 at the Jets 18. They are now in the red zone with a chance to score and go up on the Jets. Even though it's a meaningless game, it would be big in the sense of draft capital, and the Patriots might end up willing their way out of the 2nd overall pick. So we'll see. Because right now, the Patriots would hold the 3rd overall pick. If Washington somehow pulls out a win and they lose, they move up to number 1, I believe. Or number 2. So, they might be even willing themselves out potentially to the top 5. Because depending on how tiebreakers work out, if the Giants lose and all that stuff, I mean, wow. That could be big for draft situations. And the Saints now having a play under review, likely a touchdown under review, as the Titans are staring down a 3rd and 2 at the Tennessee 49. And the Bengals have a 1st and goal at the Cleveland 10. And the Vikings have a 1st and goal at the Detroit 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 games in the red zone right now, with the Panthers starting at their own 21 and the Titans at the 49, right near midfield, their own 49. So we'll see, keeping an eye. The Patriots now staring down a 3rd and 4 at the Jets 12. Waiting on that. It looks like they ruled it a touchdown in New Orleans, but the play is under review. So waiting to see what comes out of that. And Ty J. Spears runs for 22 yards to the Jacksonville 29, setting up a 1st down and 10 there. As the Bengals have a 2nd and goal at the 3. All right. So let's go ahead here and see what we've got. And it looks like they did give the Saints the touchdown. So it's going to be 14 apiece there with 11:04 left in the 2nd. And the Patriots staring down a 4th and 4 at the Jets 12. Likely a field goal to tie it up there. Waiting now on the Bengals and Vikings to resolve their situations, as the Titans now get a nice little Derrick Henry run for 3 yards down to the Jacksonville 26. 2nd and 7 coming up for them. Touchdown? No, it's Iosivas. It's not Jamar Chase. No. Give the ball to Jamar Chase, Jake Browning, please. Give it to 7-11. He's always open. So the Bengals end up getting themselves a touchdown. Patriots get themselves a field goal to tie that game up. And make sure everyone is in the 2nd quarter on this. And they are. Beautiful. And let's see. Tannehill going to throw incomplete to Rader. So it's going to be a 3rd and 7 at the Jacksonville 26 for Tennessee, as Justin Jefferson is sacked. Okay, what happened? Why is Justin Jefferson in a quarterback? Was it a Wildcat? I'm hoping it was a Wildcat, because otherwise Nick Mullins might be down and out. So let's go ahead and see. And they are brought out of the red zone now. 3rd and goal at the Detroit 25. Oh my God. Oh, that is bad. That is brutal. Okay. So let's go ahead and see. The Titans now going to have a 1st and 10 at the Jacksonville 18, as Tannehill hitting more for a gain of 8. So just like that, Tennessee is in the red zone with a chance to score and go up by 4 once again. And Nick Mullins pass to Justin Jefferson, push out of bounds, gain of 4. So Minnesota going to have to settle for a field goal on what was a promising drive. Okay. Let's go ahead here and see. Just double checking they get the field goal. And let's see. Waiting on that field goal here for Minnesota to make it a 10-point game there. And there it is. It is going to be 13-3 in Detroit. Detroit fighting for a chance at that number 2 seed, which I kind of hope happens because, well, go Lions. And Derrick Henry getting an 18-yard rushing touchdown. The Titans are going to go up. Okay. There it was. There was the Derrick Henry explosive run we were waiting on. And just like that, it is 14-10 in favor of Tennessee right now. Oh, man. Let's go ahead here and see if we got anything else going on. It does not look like it. Well, we have a little break in the action. I will be right back. So we are back now, ready to go and take a look at what we've got moving. And it does not look like a lot right now. Tampa Bay sitting with the first and 10 at their own 46. And that's about it, as the Falcons are faced with a 3rd and 11 at their own 24. Okay. Nice little C4 energy from a Coke bottle. Keeping us going. And the Falcons face with a 4th down and 5, a likely punt coming up there as the Buccaneers finally move the ball into Carolina territory. 2nd and 1 at the Carolina 45. They do that now for the first time since the early first quarter. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Not really a lot going on right now. Seems like we kind of have another lull in the action. So let's go ahead and check out a couple other things here. Okay. So right now we're feeling pretty decent about my stuff. And let's see. Anyone else hit a touchdown? No? Okay. So let's go ahead and see here. And oh my gosh, Baker Mayfield passing to K. Dotton for a gain of 20. 1st down and 10 Buccaneers at the Carolina 25-yard line. This is Mike Evans territory, bud. All right, and the Jags will be starting at their own 24-yard line. Now let's see what the Jags can do in response to that Titans touchdown. Okay. So we'll go ahead and take a look. Okay. So trying to see now. Looks like it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 29 after a penalty for illegal contact on Tennessee. So Jacksonville having a 1st and 10 at their own 29 now. And they're going to follow it up with a 6-yard ETN run. So a 2nd down and 4 at the Jacksonville 35. Okay. So let's see. Waiting on that Bucs game. 3rd down and 9 at the Carolina 24. Seeing what they can do. Gonna be keeping a bit more of an eye on that game here. As we wait to see. Nothing yet coming out of Jacksonville's game. So still waiting now on that Bucs game. They have a big 3rd down and 9 coming up. Don't turn the ball over and you go up by 3. But there it is. A pass to Godwin down to the Carolina 18. I would hard count it. If you can't hard count it, take the field goal. So we'll see. And it looks like the Jags now going to be faced with a 3rd and 8 at the Jacksonville 31 after a loss of 4 by ETN. Looks like it was key on the stop, and we'll see what Tampa Bay does. Do they go for the dagger, or do they just kick the field goal? Let's see. First points going up in that game, it looks like. And they go for the field goal to go up by 3. Having faith in that defense. I like it. And let's see. Big over there. Okay. So waiting to see now what Jacksonville can do. The Jets end up kicking themselves a field goal. And Trevor Lawrence is intercepted by Terrell Edmonds. And intended for Evan Engram. 1st and 10 Tennessee at the Jacksonville 36. Intercepted at the 38. A 2-yard return is going to give Tennessee amazing field position, which could secure the Steelers a playoff spot if this keeps up. Okay, let's go ahead and see that interception here. I want to see that interception because, man. Let's see. I'm waiting here. Here's the 3rd down and 4 play. Waiting to see the interception. He's going left. I just want to see if this was really a Trevor fault or if it was... Oh, no, that was not on Lawrence. It should have been right there for Ingram. He just could not bring it in. He tips it up, and it's picked by Tennessee. Wow. Wow. A big, big play there by Terrell Edmonds to get the ball and to keep things moving here for Tennessee. Okay. So a huge play there going on for the Titans. And we'll see how this plays out. Oh, this is really getting good. This is really getting good. A big touchdown here could really put a lot of pressure on Jacksonville. So, you got to start thinking about the nail in the coffin pretty soon. One would think. Because an interception, pretty deep too in Jacksonville territory. I mean, you need what? 2 yards to really get in, 2-3 yards to get into a decent field goal range? If that. I mean, in theory, you could probably kick it right now if you had to. It's only a 54-yarder. So, you're in field goal range. You want to try to, make it a lot easier kick if you have to kick it. Ideally, you want the touchdown to go up by 11. I mean, that could be huge later on in the game. Okay. And we'll see. The Saints starting to put together a little bit of a drive. 3rd down and 6 at the Atlanta 48. And a tie game there. And that's about it going on right now. The Bengals having to punt away to the Browns, but who cares? I mean, that game is not really meaningful at all. So let's go ahead and see here. Okay. So we're waiting on Tennessee now to get something big going here, which is quite possible they get something huge. I mean, I could see them easily turning this into a touchdown. Okay. So waiting now on this. It looks like the Panthers will start at their own 23. Patriots going to start at their own 25. And the Bengals, 3rd down and 1, about ready to see what they do on that. And the Vikings are deep in their own territory as well. So let's go ahead and see here. Looks like Tyjae Spears going to go for no gain. 2nd down and 10 coming up now for the Titans. Okay. Yeah, former Steeler got that interception. How about it? The former Steeler getting the pick that could send the Steelers to the playoffs. Okay. And not really getting a lot out of these games. It looks like New Orleans might have to punt it away from the Atlanta 47. 4th and 5 there. And Tannehill going to throw incomplete to DeAndre Hopkins. You got to get points out of this interception in this game. If I'm Tennessee, I'm considering just trying to run the ball, get some yards, and make an easier chip shot field goal. But we'll see if they end up going for it. I mean, I could see Tennessee saying, hey, let's go for the dagger. Go for the dagger shot. And let's see. Waiting on that 3rd and 10 play. As Atlanta's going to start their own 7. And Vikings driving out of that hole they were in up to the Minnesota 31, 2nd and 4. And they go for Derrick Henry for a gain of 3 yards down to the 28. which is pretty sensible in this case. Wait, was it the 28 or was it the 32? Because it shows the 28, but it says only a gain of 3. So we'll see, because it's either a 2nd and 7 or a 2nd and 2, depending on where this is. And let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there was a penalty because it shows 2nd down, because it was 3rd down. So there's a penalty. Had to have been a 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down, probably a defensive hold or illegal contact. So there it is, 2nd down and 7 coming up. And Tampa has the ball back with the momentum. We'll see what they can do with it in their game. Okay. And Tannehill going to throw to D-Hop for a gain of 6 down to the 22. 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Titans. And we'll see. We will see. Okay. And let's see it. Let us see it. So, waiting now on this play, and oh my gosh. Tannehill passed to Chris Okonkwo for a gain of 15 yards. 1st down and goal at the Jacksonville 7 for the Titans. Okay. Let's go Titans. Tighten up. And let's see. We have a couple games getting close to the 2-minute warning. That Bucks game getting close to the 2-minute warning as it's a 3rd and 10 at the Tampa 26. And that is it in terms of games that are like real close to the 2-minute warning. So waiting now here, we have the 2nd and goal now for Jacksonville, or at the Jacksonville 3 after a run by Derrick Henry for 4 yards. Oh, come on, Tennessee. Big one here. Big one here. Big tutty. Big tutty. Right now, all the teams that I have right now on the money line are winning their games. Tampa's only winning by 3. Tennessee's only winning by 4. But we're still alive. And the Bucks have a 4th down and 10, deciding to go 3 passes on their drive. Kind of interesting there. So we're just waiting now on this Titans play, and they're going to run it with Ty J. Spears for a touchdown. Titans. Okay. Let's go ahead and update that score real quick. Is it going to be 21 or 20? Waiting on the PAT, and the PAT is good. And we have an 11-point game here in Tennessee. Okay. Carolina getting the ball at their own 20 with the 2-minute warning. And the rest of these games are right about 3-4 minutes. Except for the Jets-Patriots game, which is at 4:40. So, games are staying pretty close with each other. And we'll see. We will see. Oh, it sounds too good almost. I know, it does. Although, on the bright side for me is that, yeah, this parlay is looking pretty good, but my 10-legger ain't looking great. So it's all kind of balancing out right now, hopefully. Hopefully. I also had some money on the Steelers making the playoffs, too, so. Titans win, that happens. Hopefully Jacksonville doesn't make massive adjustments, but you know they will. Season on the line, they're going to make these huge adjustments at halftime. And we'll see what they can do. We will see what they can do with it. So we'll see, taking a look at the rest of the games here. And it doesn't really look like a lot is going on right now. Minnesota having to punt the ball away with 2:35 to go to Detroit. And the Saints have the ball at the Atlanta 38 after an awful punt there by the Falcons. Oh my gosh, a 27-yard punt going out of bounds. New Orleans takes over the Atlanta 38. That is absolutely massive for the Saints. They're going to send Jamal Williams on a 2-yard run, 2nd down and 8 at the 36. And they're driving. They are driving. Okay. I think the Saints have a way of getting the wild card. If they win, right? Let's say Tampa wins, they win. If Green Bay loses, if Green Bay wins, they're out. Green Bay loses, Saints are in. And who's the other team that needs to lose? That would potentially need to lose. But if the Seahawks win, they're in. So basically, the way for New Orleans to get a wild card spot, they have to win. Tampa has to win. And then both Seattle and Green Bay need to lose. So we'll see. And taking a look at it, New Orleans going to be driving down to the Atlanta 31 after a neutral zone infraction, 2nd down and 3. Okay. Oh, snow. And it looks like Carolina's hitting with a 3rd and 9 at their own 21. So, not really looking great there for Carolina. They got to get something going, but it does not look like they are getting much of anything going over there. Meanwhile, the Falcons game hitting the 2-minute warning. We'll be hitting the 2-minute warning this drive pretty soon here, as the kick is going to be a start of the 20-yard line for the Jags after a 24-yard return. And Reese is injured on the play for the Titans. Vikings game will also be reaching the 2-minute warning this drive, and Cincinnati 3rd and 8 at the Cleveland 32 for them. So let's see. Man, if the Browns lose, I predicted their record perfectly at the start of the season. I predicted they would go 11-6 this year. At least right before the season. Right before the season, I predicted they were going to go 11-6. The only team I'm still alive in, because I did a floor, stealing, and actual prediction. The only teams I'm alive for any of those in are New England's floor at 4-13, Buffalo's floor at 11-6, the Jets' floor at 7-10, and taking a look here, in terms of actual predictions, I only have 5 teams I could be right on. San Fran, Seattle, Green Bay, Dallas, Miami, and Cleveland. It's a big drive for Jacksonville. Yeah, Tennessee does get the ball to start second half. So, we'll see what they can do with it. And it looks like Tampa going to have a little bit of a shot at driving here at the Carolina 49. 2nd down and 3 for them with 1:11 to go. And Ridley going to get a big 14-yard pass from Lawrence up to the 34. 1st down and 10 for the Jags. Okay. So we'll go ahead and take a look here. And a false start on Jacksonville. Going to back them up 5. 1st and 15 at their own 29. Meanwhile, the Saints have a 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 22. Man, I don't know what it is. I did not get a good sleep last night. I don't know why. I just did not sleep well last night. I couldn't get to sleep until like, I was trying to go to bed around 2, and I just could not fall asleep until 3:30 or later. I could not fall asleep until like after 3:30 for whatever reason. Then I woke right back up at 10:15, so I'm running a little bit light on sleep. That's why I pulled out the C4 and the Coke Zero bottle. And the Saints have a 1st and 5 at the Atlanta 17 after a neutral zone infraction. There we go. Now I'm starting to feel it. So let's see. Trevor Lawrence going to get a pass to ETN. And it's going to be an 11-yard pass, 2nd down and 4 at the Jacksonville 40. Know that for months? Yeah, I don't know what it was last night, but I just could not fall asleep. So, a little bit more tired than normal, but I told myself I was going to go live today. Had to get some stuff done in the morning in order to make that happen. So, we're here for you. And we will be back once again later tonight for the Bills game. We would go live for the 4 o'clock slate, but unfortunately I do have a couple of other things going on at that time, so unfortunately I cannot go live for that one. Who's winning, Rams or Niners? As much as I would love to see the Rams win this game, the Rams are benching a lot of their starters for rest this week, so it's going to be the Niners. The Niners are going to get a relatively easy win because they can't rest too many of their starters because of injuries. Shanahan said you can only take 7 players, I think, to rest between rest and injury. So he really only had 2 slots for rest. So there's going to be a lot of starters out there for the Niners against a lot of the Rams backups. It's not going to be a win for the Rams. Niners are going to win. It's going to be a pretty hefty win, too. And the Saints having the ball, 2nd and 4 at the Atlanta 5, as we have reached a 2-minute warning here in Tennessee. And the Bucs, with 19 seconds left, 1st and 10 at the Carolina 33, still having one more timeout. You have a couple shots here to move the ball closer, maybe shot at the end zone or 2. And we'll see. If Tampa can get a touchdown and go up by 10.5, that would be massive for their hopes in winning this game. And other than that, it looks like a lot of the other teams, just not really much is happening. Detroit going to get a little pass for a gain of 5 for a 1st down and 10 there. But yeah, that Rams-Niners game is going to be a Niners victory for sure. I almost guarantee it. So, let's see here. 3rd and 4 at the Atlanta 5 for the Saints with 1:09 to go. And let's see. Bucs having a 2nd and 16 at the Carolina 39 after I presumed, sack. So they had to burn their last time out there. They have no timeouts left. So, let's see. So Cincinnati does kick a field goal there to go up by a whopping 24 points in a meaningless game in the AFC. Okay. And let's see, a 4th down and 5 at the Atlanta 6. Atlanta going to burn their first time out. And Carolina burning a timeout in their game against the Buccaneers. But it looks like the Saints are going to go up by 3 in this one. And the Falcons will have 58 seconds and 2 timeouts to get downfield and get something going of their own. With 58 seconds to go before the half, anything's possible. Anything is possible. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Field goal is good there by Groupie. By Group. And there we go. The Saints go up 17-14 in their game. Meanwhile, Jacksonville staring down a 2nd down and 2 at the Tennessee 47 after Lawrence throwing to Zay Jones. 1:34 to go. And then Lawrence gets intercepted by Sean Murphy bunting at the Tennessee 36. Tennessee's still having 3 timeouts, I believe, so that could be big. Tennessee could turn this into more points, basically. Maybe another touchdown, hopefully at least another field goal for them. That would be absolutely massive. That could be absolutely massive. We'll have to see what happens there, but man, that pick is huge. As Tampa Bay facing a 3rd down and 16 at the Carolina 39. Carolina burning their 3rd timeout. 12 seconds to go here, and it looks like Tampa might be going for a field goal here pretty soon. It'll be a long one, though. It'll be a 57-yarder. And Tannehill going to throw to DeAndre Hopkins, but it falls incomplete. And we'll see. Detroit faced with a 4th down and 4 at their own 35. Going to have to punt that ball away to Minnesota with 1:25 to go. Vikings will have 2 timeouts to go with it. And Tannehill going to pass to Tyjae Spears for a gain of 10. 1st down, Titans. As the Jets, having a 4th and 9 at their own 30. Or no, not their own 30, the New England 30. They got a chance to kick a field goal here and go up by 6 points at a half. So, we'll see. And Tampa does make the 57-yard field goal. Going to go up by 6 just before half. And let's see. 2nd down and 4 as Tannehill throws to Chris Moore, I believe his name is. I believe it's Chris. I know it's Moore. To the Jacksonville 46 for a gain of 6. And just like that, with 47 seconds left, they are moving this ball. He does get out of bounds, so no need to hurry up the offense necessarily. And Lawrence just not having himself a good day today. So Jacksonville could see themselves on the outside looking in this year after an impressive season last year. A 3rd down and 14 now, so it looks like Tennessee calling themselves a timeout. And we'll see what they end up doing with it. And the Bucs-Panthers will go to halftime. Let's go ahead and put that at H. And let's see. So waiting now on this Tennessee play. As Zerline's kick for the Jets is no good. So 6-3 with 21 seconds to go. Probably gonna have to punt it, or probably gonna have to kneel it out for the Patriots and go to halftime. And we'll see what they end up doing. As the Vikings take over at their own 18 with 1:12 to go. Going to pass deep to Justin Jefferson for a gain of 26. And still waiting now on this Tennessee play here. With 38 seconds to go in the half. Tennessee has the ball. And Tannehill passing deep to Kyle Phillips, falling incomplete. 4th down and 14. Oh, man. So just like that, the Titans get themselves a pick and don't do anything with it. Meanwhile, Nick Mullins passing to Jefferson once again for another gain of 21 yards. As they have 1:06 to go, and they're already at the Detroit 35. And Atlanta's at the New Orleans 48 with 37 seconds to go. 3rd down and 2 there, by the way. And now pass to Chandler for a gain of 13 for Minnesota. And they are driving. They are absolutely driving. All right. So waiting now here. Obviously the Titans going to have to punt this one away. And it was fumbled. And there they go. The Jags have the ball at the Tennessee 38. They got a chance to get some points up before half. They have a big chance to get points up before half after the fumble. And Mullen sacked for a loss of 9 by Aiden Hutchinson. Second and 19 at the Detroit 31 with 37 seconds to go there. And Lawrence going to throw to ETN for a catch and run up to the 13 yards for a gain or first down, 1st and 10 at the 25. And the Falcons at the New Orleans 27, 2nd and 6. That game was getting hot. All right. And we'll see. Okay. So waiting now on what we've got going. Atlanta going to drive down to the New Orleans 20. And the Jags burning a timeout with 15 seconds to go. Falcons burning a timeout of their own with 24 seconds left. At the 20, 1st down and 10 for Atlanta. Browns game ends up going to halftime with a score 24-0. And give me 1 sec. Oh, if I could actually type, that would be absolutely amazing. There we go. And we'll see. Mullins throwing deep to Justin Jefferson. 3rd down and 19 as it falls incomplete. And now let's see. Ritter going to pass to Robinson. Gain of 2 going out of bounds. 2nd and 8 at the New Orleans 18 for the Falcons. In the Jets game going to half as well. Okay. So let's see here. 3rd and 2 at the Saints, 12 for Atlanta. And Jacksonville going to burn a timeout with 10 seconds to go. 2nd and 9 at the Tennessee 24. Minnesota burning a timeout. 4th and 13 at the Detroit 25. As all of these games are getting ready for halftime together. Okay. So waiting on what the Falcons do as they burn a timeout with 3 seconds to go. Waiting on what we got from the Vikings. And still waiting on the Jaguars. Those are the last 3 games still in the first half. And we'll see what they can do. We will see what they can do. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So waiting to see this here. Atlanta going to kick a field goal right before half. They're going to make it 17 apiece going into the tunnel. All right. Minnesota kicks a field goal going right into the half. Going to make it a 7-point game there. And the Jaguars, 1st and 10 at the Tennessee 11 after a gain of 13 up the middle by ETN. Waiting to see what they end up getting there. Okay. Now, this is the last game we have that's not hit halftime yet. So, let's go ahead and see here. We know Jacksonville. Oh, I forgot to flip that arrow. So here we go. 1st down and 10 at the Tennessee 12. With 5 seconds to go, Jacksonville going to burn their last time out. And then they kick the field goal to make it 21-13. And that is how they will send it into the half. Oh, whoops. I forgot to write the whole thing out. I always write half. There we go. Okay. So there we go at the half here. Let's go ahead and set this all back up. All right, so now we've reached halftime here, and whew, this has been a first half for sure. I mean, we got the Browns falling to the Bengals right now, 24-0. Kind of to be expected when Cincinnati wasn't benching their starters. Cleveland was resting them. Minnesota-Detroit ends up going to half at 6-13 in favor of the Lions. Kind of expect the Lions to be ahead in that one all game, not going to lie. The Titans right now over the Jaguars by 8, 21-13 at the half. The Jets-Patriots game going into the tunnel at a 6-3 Jets lead. Falcons-Saints tied at 17 at the half, and the Buccaneers are up 6-0 over the Panthers at the half. So that's where we stand at halftime. Taking a look at some of the stats from this week. We'll go ahead and start off with this game first. We'll talk about both quarterbacks here. And man, Trevor Lawrence just not having a great day. I mean, if you take out the interceptions, he's having a phenomenal day. He is 14 for 19 for 179 yards and a touchdown. But he's thrown 2 interceptions. That's kind of the killer. Ryan Tannehill, on the other hand, 10 for 17 for 120 and a touchdown. Nothing real big in terms of the rushers except for Derrick Henry, 9 carries, 70 yards and a touchdown. ETN averaging just about 3.7 yards a carry at 10 carries for 37 yards. Both these teams doing a great job at spreading the ball around, as out of both quarterbacks 100 yards, the only one who is even close to 100 is Calvin Ridley at 99. The Titans have been really spreading the ball around, with their top receiver having 38 yards in Tyjae Spears on 2 receptions. So, just taking a look at that, it's really been a Tennessee game, through and through. And it's been mostly off of the mistakes of Trevor Lawrence. So, the big keys for Jacksonville in this second half, you gotta limit the turnovers. If you don't turn the ball over, you have a decent shot at coming back and winning this game. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, keys to the game, just keep taking that ball away. Keep taking that ball away, and they will be fine. No doubt in my mind. Because this team is thriving off the turnovers. Now, they should have gotten more points off the last turnover. They didn't, but, you know, 1 turnover by Tennessee compared to, I believe it was 2 for Jacksonville. And that turnover for Tennessee really was just a turnover on downs because of the fumble on the punt recovered by the punter. So, really nothing that stands out for Tennessee as being this is absolutely egregious. They've just been playing in a close game. It's been a good close game on both fronts, offensively and defensively. So, just taking a look here at some of the other games. Let's go ahead and let's dive into Falcons Saints real quick. That's been an interesting one. Tied at 17 apiece. Both of these teams fighting for playoff lives, assuming that the Bucs lose. So, which is possible. Taking a look at stat leaders here, Desmond Ridder, 14 for 16 for 231 yards and 2 touchdowns. Derek Carr, on the other hand, 14 for 18 for 136 and a touchdown. In terms of rushers, Bijan Robinson, the Falcons have no rushing game. 13 rushing yards on 4 carries. Meanwhile, Miller for the Saints, 7 carries for 38 yards and a touchdown. Where Bijan's really making his money is in the receiving game. 6 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown for Bijan in the first half alone. The Saints spreading the ball around a bit more. Chris Olave, their leading receiver, had 2 receptions for 30 yards. So, overall, been a solid, very good back and forth game on both fronts. Taking a look at team stats. Total yards, we already have 450 yards of offense in the first half. 251 to 203 in favor of Atlanta. No turnovers committed, but the Saints are moving the ball more effectively. The Falcons are thriving on splash plays. The Saints are thriving on slow, methodical drives. Time of possession tells that story entirely. I mean, the Saints are beating the Falcons 2-1 in time of possession. 20 minutes and 9 seconds to 9 minutes and 51 seconds in favor of the Saints. And the first down story tells the story too. I mean, 2-1 in terms of first downs in favor of the Saints. 16 for the Saints, 7 for the Falcons. So they are really thriving on the splash plays, really. So, we'll see here. And it looks like there was one injury during the game. It looks like it was Caden Ellis, who is questionable to return. In terms of that, not really seeing anything else in injuries in that game. Let's go ahead and jump through the game, see if we have any big injuries to note of, because I know we've seen a couple of stoppages in plays. So let's go ahead and actually open all these games here. We'll go ahead and take a look, see if we have any key injuries as we get into the second half here in the next few minutes. Okay, so in terms of the Bucs game, there is one injury, Tony Tremble for the Carolina Panthers. Not sure what the injury is there. Looking at the Jets-Patriots game, nothing there. In terms of this game that we're covering right here, no injuries here. Vikings-Lions, 2 injuries. Najee Thompson, cornerback for the Vikings, and Sam Laporta, tight end for the Lions, both questionable to return in this game. Moving on to Browns-Bengals. We are taking a look here. No injuries to speak of there that were not inactives. And that's it. So, I shall be right back myself. I'll be back in a couple minutes here real quick. Oh, that's my bad. Oh my god. I can't believe I did that. Oh my god. Thank you for that, Shifties. I forgot I muted my mic whenever I stepped out real quick. That's kind of embarrassing. Whoopsies. But yeah, we're taking a look here. And Desmond Ridder gets intercepted. Oh my gosh. The Saints have the ball at the Falcons 25. Oh no. That's not good. The Saints now have a good chance at trying to run it up. And hello, Derrick Henry on a 69-yard run to the Jacksonville 4. Woo! Man. This is absolutely huge. Man. So we'll go ahead and see what we've got. But the Titans have a 1st and goal at the Jacksonville 4. And the Saints have the ball at the Atlanta 25. And the Vikings are driving now on the Lions a little bit. So we'll see what they can do. And a loss of 2 by Henry on the next run. So a 2nd down and goal from the 6. All right. Let's go ahead and see here. Okay. Oh, they're showing that Derrick Henry run, and man, he just burst right up the middle. Right up the middle. I mean, he was seeing the end zone there for a hot minute. So there it is. Oh, man. So for people who are saying Derrick Henry's washed, including myself, maybe he's not. And Tannehill going to pass to D-Hop for a gain of 6 and a touchdown, Titans. And this game is starting to get a little bit out of hand here for Jacksonville. Now is go time. They're going to be down potentially by 15 points. They're down 15 points now. They got to get something going big time. And it's go time. If they can't get anything going now, it is likely season over for the Jags. It is very likely season over if they cannot get anything moving. So we'll see. The Buccaneers now staring down a 2nd and 7 at their own 11. Trying to see what they can do there. As we are getting ready for a big second half. And the Bengals, a beautiful punt there by the Browns to pin the Bengals at the 1. That game's not really, important at all, but at the same time, a beautiful, beautiful punt. And the Vikings going to have to settle for another field goal. 4th and 3 at the Detroit 31. All right. D-Hop, yeah, D-Hop does get his incentive too. That is also another thing to consider as well. Okay. So that Falcons-Saints game is at a bit of a TV timeout here after a 2nd and 11 at the Atlanta 26. So, right now, though, the Titans are really laying it on the Jaguars. And we'll see what they can do, but man. Whew, man, this is big. I mean, this is starting to get out of hand big time for Jacksonville. If they can't get anything going now, it's going to be season over. So, man, 28-13. And Mayfield gets sacked, so a 3rd and 17 at the Tampa Bay 14 for the Buccaneers. And they might have to punt this one away. Whew. Okay. And there it is. Derek Carr hitting Chris Olave for a big touchdown for the Saints. The Saints are now playing for that wild card spot. They are now trying to play for a wild card spot, assuming Tampa Bay wins their game. Which Tampa Bay, they have to punt it now. 4th and 7 at their own 24. That's not a given. Where's the Saints game? There it is. 24-17. Man. Okay. Let's see. So the Lions at the ball, their own 29, getting ready to see what they can do with it here. And not really much else going. The Panthers have the ball near midfield. Right at their own 46, 1st down and 10. And we're getting ready. We're getting ready for a big, big second half on the first slate. How's it going, John? Chad has been very active today. Very active. It has been very nice. So the big thing I've been very satisfied about, and the thing that's been like absolutely huge for me to see this week, the channel has seen a huge, huge bump in the last week. I mean, whew. The big one that caught me off guard was that Raiders postmortem. I did not expect that Raiders postmortem to get as big as it did, but man. 840 views. It pulled like 750 views in a day. And we will be live. Hopefully, we should be live tomorrow for college football. So we'll try to go live for that. But yeah, that's been the cool thing to see, though, is that some of these videos are just kind of having that slow start. Yeah, a Raiders video? Yeah. The Raiders post-mortem video. In fact, all the post-mortems this week did exceptionally well for a post-mortem. I've learned the post-mortems don't really do as well, but the 3 post-mortems this week, 2 of them combined for basically 980 views. So the 3 of them combined pulled over 1,000, which is like not normal. That's been pretty cool to see. Let's go ahead and flip that arrow around as the Jags are getting the ball here. And they'll have the ball. They're going to get it from the 20 or 33, it looked like. Now to the 44, 1st down and 10 for the Jaguars after a pass to Washington. Gain of 11. How's the injury reaction doing? I love those. It's doing pretty solid. It's doing all right. Doing pretty solid. Overnight, it's now sitting at over 73. Or I should say at 75. So it's doing pretty solid. It's doing pretty solid. And we will see here. Carolina with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. And let's see here. ETN going to get a nice gain of 10 for the Jaguars. So they're going to have a 1st and 10 at the 46 of the Titans. And Jacksonville starting to move the football. Okay. So we'll go ahead and see here. And ETN going to get no gain, so it's a 3rd and 1 at the Tennessee 47. Jaguars fan is not happy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this season, not going to lie, the postmortem, so inevitably, even if the Jags win this game, they're going to get eliminated. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to have to go in hard on them when they're postmortem because that's inexcusable. You are doing so well. If we take a look at those stats this season for them, oh, man. If we take a look at their season so far for the Jaguars, they started off the season 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 6-3, 7-3, 8-3. 8-3. Almost a shoo-in for the AFC South. And then they dropped their next 4. So I gotta lay into them big time. And let's see. And it looks like the Jaguars got a first down and 10 at the Tennessee 45. Lions hitting with a 4th and 1 at the Minnesota 48. Seeing what they can do off of that. And let's see. We're taking a look here. Minnesota going for it and going deep to Donovan Peoples-Jones for a gain of 20. Up by 7. They're going to try to extend that lead. And the Jaguars with a 2nd and 10 at the Tennessee 45 here. Big game in the AFC for the entire playoff picture here. 8-3 to 9-7. They went 1-4 in their last 5. They're about to go 1-5 in their final 6 games, which is absolutely embarrassing. This team had the South. The South by about week 10, week 11, the South was theirs to lose, and they lost it. They lost it. The only reason it was this close was because C.J. Stroud missed a couple weeks with concussion. If C.J. Stroud doesn't miss a couple of those weeks, they get another win, and they clinched last night. Let's see. So 3rd down and 10 coming up after an incomplete pass to Calvin Ridley for the Jaguars. And the Panthers have a 3rd and 6 at the Tampa 39. They're putting together a bit of a drive as the 3rd quarter has 3 minutes left in it. Okay, Cincinnati, if you're going to get a touchdown, get it with Jamar Chase. Get it with Jamar Chase. And we'll see. That Panthers game is just flying by. Okay. So we'll find out what happens with Tampa Bay. And we'll see. So an incomplete pass, but a penalty DPI on Sean Murphy-Bunting. Going to give the Jags a 1st and 10 at the 36, following it up with an incomplete pass to Evan Engram. 2nd and 10 at the Tennessee 36 for Jacksonville. But yeah, that is absolutely abysmal for the Jags. They have just completely collapsed down the stretch. I still believe Jaguars. Greens from Brazil. Thank you. Thank you for taking time to chill with us, you know? Always appreciate the international audience, you know? It's great to see how big football is around the world. I mean, the Jags are starting to drive a little bit here. As the Lions have a 1st and goal at the Minnesota 1. They might very well get a touchdown here and go up by, that would be 14. If they can get a touchdown. And PAT. Taking a look now, a 3rd and 7 after a run up the middle for a loss of a yard for the Jags. So they're facing a 3rd and 11 at the 37. Ideally, you want a touchdown. A field goal could still do you some good, but right now you're looking at a 55-yard field goal. So that is big. You gotta get points this drive. You can't settle for nothing. You can't punt it. You can't have an incomplete pass or a no good field goal. I mean, so. You got to get something out of this drive. So if I'm the Jags, I'm looking to run it up the gut, maybe out the outside on a toss route. Like a toss play on the outside. And they end up doing a short pass to Evan Engram for a gain of 4, which that's totally fine. I am totally fine with that play call. You're able to get what you got to do. The reason Tennessee scored their last drive was because of a massive 65-yard Derrick Henry run. You're not going to let that happen again. Other than that, the defense played pretty solid. So, I am totally fine with a conservative play call. Get 4 yards, make it a 51-yard field goal. And David Montgomery getting a rushing touchdown for the Lions. As Carolina has a 1st and 10 at Tampa Bay's 30. So, we have an interesting situation unfolding here. Now, let's see. Does Detroit go for 2, or do they just go for 1? They go for 1, making it a 6-20 game there with the Detroit lead. Okay, 1st and goal at the 7 Bengals. Pass to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase. Yeah, they failed to make it. They picked up 4 yards and then turned it over on downs. So just like that, the Titans have the ball. And New Orleans going to do everything they can to just about put that game away down in the Bayou. 31-17 to score after another New Orleans touchdown. Wow. And Carolina faced with a 2nd and 8 at the Tampa 28. They are threatening to score a touchdown here. It's Iosivas. No. My $1 bet on a parlay is not going to pay $1,500. I did a couple of stupid risky parlays this week. So we'll see here. I did a couple of stupid big parlays that weren't gonna hit, but had a chance of just touchdown scores. So I had last night one busted. It would have been $1 to win 24 grand. It busted in the first game when Jalen Warren didn't get a touchdown. Meanwhile, my one today, I got one that is a $1 for $1,600, and it ain't gonna happen. I don't have a Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, or Justin Jefferson touchdown, and I need all of them. So, but they're fun little ones to do. In a 4th and 14 for Carolina at the Tampa 34. Hello. Okay. Derrick Henry going to go up the middle for a gain of 7 up to the 36 of the Titans, where they will have a 2nd and 3. And let's see. Okay. Let's go ahead and give that a little reload and see what we got. All right. Hello, that horns up video decides it wants to pop off. The reason why the Jags are losing? They messed with the terrible towel and they're suffering the consequences. They did, though. They did. When the Jags played the Steelers, they messed with the towel. You got to respect the towel. You don't respect this towel? If you do not respect this towel will come back to haunt you. They didn't respect the towel. Watch, if I were to stomp on this towel, the Rams would lose in the first round of the playoffs. That's why I'm not going to do it. You respect the towel or your team gets cursed. And that Bucs game already into the 4th quarter, and it looks like they went for the field goal, I'm assuming. No good, because it's back at the 42. So Tampa taking over at their own 42 to start the 4th quarter. That game is flying. Absolutely flying. Who are the Steelers rooting for? Is it Dolphins and Titans? Yes. If the Dolphins and Titans both win, the Steelers get the 6th seed and face Kansas City. Even if Kansas City were to lose their game, Kansas City would still have the 3 seed. So the Steelers are, I think, if I'm a Steeler fan right now, which I kind of am, I'm rooting for the Steelers to play the Chiefs. I think the Steelers will have an easier time going to Arrowhead and winning than they will going to Miami or going to Buffalo. Well, actually, be going to Buffalo, because if Buffalo wins that game, Steelers are the 7th seed, they go to Buffalo. So I think that if I'm a Steeler fan, right, I'm cheering for the Dolphins as well. Yeah, making the playoffs is good, but I want that 6th seed. You're going to have a better time going up against Kansas City than you will against Miami or Buffalo. Well, actually against Buffalo, yeah, I should say. Because they won't go up against Miami first round. Assuming this game stands. Assuming it stands. As Tannehill going to throw incomplete to Chris Moore. 4th down and 7 at their own 32. All right. And we'll see here. The Woo, the Vikings punting and an 18-yard return by Khalif Raymond. Going to put them up to the 43-yard line, the Lions. So there they go. Okay. So let's see here. Not much really happening right now. Falcons have a 2nd and 9 at their own 43. In a desperation mode attempt here. Other than that, not really a lot. Not really a lot going on right now. I just hope these games stand as they are. Bucks win, Lions win, Titans win. Because if they win, I'm feeling pretty good. If they win, I'm feeling pretty good. Because I had a 6-leg parlay. Steelers, Bucks, Titans, Lions, Bears, and Niners money lines. Yes, I'm rooting against the Rams tonight because I don't think the Rams win. As long as the Bears are beating the Packers, I'm rooting for the Niners. I know, kind of blasphemous to say, I know. Well, let's see. The Jags are going to be starting off at their own 37 after the punt. But, yeah. Steelers already got their win. The Bucks are leading. The Titans are leading. And the Lions are leading. So, as long as these games stand, I'm feeling pretty good. So we're here, 5:08 left in this Jags game. And the Bucks going to go down to the Carolina 46 for a 1st down and 10. And there they go. All right. There goes Atlanta down to the Saints 35. 2nd down and 9. Putting together a bit of a drive. Down 14. It's not over yet for the Falcons. Because Tampa Bay right now is only up by 6. And those points were only scored in the 2nd quarter. So, just saying. Just saying. Ugh. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look-see here. Just going to take a little look-see. Oh, man. Oh, hello, Chase Edmonds for a 21-yard run for the Buccaneers. That's what I like to see. Give us a Mike Evans tutty. Give us a Mike Evans tutty. As Lawrence going to pass to Evan Engram for a gain of 13. And there we go. Okay, it's this way. It is this way. We need to hold the towel this way. Hold the towel right up, and it will treat you well. Okay. And the Jags now down to the Tennessee 45 after a 13-yard pass to Evan Engram. And then a 1-yard pass to Calvin Ridley. As the Falcons get a 6-yard pass to Tyler Algier down to the 17. The Bucks have a 2nd and 4 at Carolina 15 after a gain of 6. We got 2 teams in the red zone right now. And we'll see. Oh, man, here we go. Here we go. I'm trying to wait out both of these games down here. 3rd and 9 after a run for no gain for the Jags at the Tennessee 44. 1st and goal for the Falcons at the 10 after a Bijan Robinson catch and run up to 7 yards. Okay. Ooh, man, that is a nice, healthy amount of snow in there. And let's see here. And Trevor Lawrence going to hit Evan Engram for a deep 17-yard strike. Okay. So let's see here. And Baker Mayfield is sacked for a loss of 6. So 4th and 10 at the Carolina 21. Let's see here. Fest, the Euro, the Icon. Just taking a look at some possible snow in the future here. As we have a first down and goal for the Falcons. I would assume the Bucs kick a field goal. They do, going up by 9. All right, and then Jacksonville has a 2nd and 7 at the Tennessee 24 after a pass to Etienne, gain of 3. Woo! That's a lot of snow. John, I hope you like some snow. One model showing St. Louis could get upwards of 20 inches over the next 10 days. That's a lot of snow. It's a lot of snow. 2nd and goal at the 3 for the Falcons. And we'll see what they can do here. Okay. And now a 3rd down and 1 at the Tennessee 18 after he passed for 6 yards for the Jaguars. So they're at the Tennessee 18 in the red zone, ready to score. The Falcons have a 3rd and goal at the 1 after he passed to Drake London for a gain of 2. Other than that, no one really is doing much of scoring or anything like that right now. You see Steeler fans in the crowd. They're waving their terrible towels. The terrible towels are out. Okay. Nice Leaping Lion logo is called Bubbles. Huh. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And let's see here. To end the 3rd quarter here, the Jags are facing the 2nd and 10 at the Tennessee 14. And we are going into the 4th quarter. Falcons have a 4th down and goal at the 2. What was the line go roar? But John, I hope you like snow there, buddy. I hope you like your snow. The lowest total in the entire state of Missouri is a foot over the next 10 days on this one model. So I hope you like your snow there, bud. Bring out your Canadian, eh? Wait, why do we have the ball? Why do we have the arrow on Tennessee? It's Jacksonville. Okay, let's go ahead and get this back up. But areas like St. Louis and Columbia, Springfield, they're talking upwards of 20 inches on this one model. So, hope you like your snow there, bud. Even areas like Branson, upwards of 2 feet. Toledo talking upwards of over 2 feet in this one too. Oh man, I'm a snow guy. I like me snow. But it looks like these Saints are gonna go and get the ball at the 2 because, well, the Falcons failed the 4th down attempt. Bring out your Canadian, eh? Time to talk about that. I'm back, my guy, just to thank you for all the updates. I'm going to head out and do some work. All right. Thank you, man. Thank you for hanging in, hanging here, chatting. My words are hard. Words are hard. But thank you for spending time, hanging out with us. And yeah, thank you. I hope to see you in another stream here down the line. Words are hard, though. They are hard. Okay. Oh, man. Bowling Green, Ohio, talking 30 inches. Okay. So we'll see here. And not really a lot's moving right this second here. The Vikings have a 3rd and 10 at the Detroit 47. Oh, man. It looks like a lot of that snow comes between 5 and 10 days from now. Although the Euro only shows 7.3, so... Yeah, I'm a bit of a weather nerd. So it's really hit or miss. So the models right now are ranging between 7.3 and 20 for St. Louis, so... And Jacksonville going to get a big passing touchdown to Evan Engram for 14 yards. That's going to help them. The question is, do you go for 2 now or do you go for 2 later? That is the question. That is the question here for Jacksonville. Do you go for 2? Minnesota going to get a passing touchdown. That's J-Jets, baby! That's J-Jets! Woohoo! So Jacksonville does go for the PAT. Meanwhile, Minnesota gonna cut it down once again to a 7-point game. Let's go ahead and update the Jags score here. Good weather channels on YouTube or Snowfall. Yeah, I follow Direct Weather and Ryan Hall, y'all. But I actually know how to get the actual models and the actual model guidance. So I can actually see. I can actually, go in myself and see what to expect. Granted, between 5 and 10 days out, it's a bit shaky. You're way too far out to be very accurate. You're not really very accurate more than maybe 2 or 3 days out. So take it with a grain of salt there, John. Oh, yeah, I actually know some of the stuff they use. Like, right now I'm using windy.com. It'll actually allow you to view, new snow, snow depth. It allows you to go all by the model, by different models. So, like, the Euro, the GFS, the Icon. You can see all those. It's really cool. Really cool website. I'll send it to you on Discord. As the Panthers have the ball at the Tampa Bay 29, down by 9. And let's see, Falcons Saints going into the 3rd. Or into the 4th. Let's go ahead and update that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and send that over to you right now. It's really cool. I'll send it to you with the GFS. The GFS is the American model over a 10-day period. Okay, let me go ahead here. Where are you, John? There you are. Just sent that one over to you, buddy. How about you can check it out for yourself? You can actually go in, buy your location and actually see. Ooh, that wind feels so nice. That wind feels so nice. But this is some of the stuff they use when they're forecasting, so. I follow them, but I also keep an eye on it myself. And let's see here, a touchdown nullified by a penalty. Carolina almost got themselves a touchdown by Blackshear. Oh, man. So an illegal contact penalty will nullify that. Or illegal formation, not illegal contact. So 1st and 15 at the Tampa 33 for Carolina. Detroit's game going into the 4th quarter. And let's see here. It looks like Tennessee going to take the game a little bit slower. 3rd and 6, Derrick Henry up the middle for a gain of 5. Okay. So let's go ahead and see here. All right. So 1st down and 10 after Tannehill passes to Kyle Phillips. Gain of 10. And Bryce Young fumbles, recovered by Tampa Bay. With 6:25 to go, the Buccaneers have the ball up by 9. Absolutely huge there. Absolutely huge. Tampa has the ball now at their own 43 with just over 6 minutes to go. They could be clinching their division here pretty soon. Pretty soon. Wait a minute, that's moving right. That's moving west. Ooh, we might be in the line. Okay. So the Saints have the ball now at the 40. Let's see here. It's a 27-yard run up to the 40 for the Saints of the Falcons. Oh, actually, the Saints got a run into Falcon territory. Big play there. And now the Titans have a 2nd and 6 at the Tennessee 43 after Tannehill throws to Hopkins. And Jets game is going into the 4th quarter, still with the score 6-3. Where is that game? There's the game. All right. So taking a look now, every game should be in the 4th quarter. And they are. And here we go. Ryan Tannehill intercepted by Cisco at the Jacksonville 44 on the 28-yard return. Oh my gosh. Tennessee, don't choke it. Buddies. No. Bad time for a pick there, Ryan. Bad time for a pick there. Oh, man. So a 2nd down and 5 after a 5-yard ETN run. And let's see here. Oh, man. That is bad. That is awful. Andre Cisco with the pick there. Now Lawrence. The Saints have a 1st and 10 now at the Atlanta 13 after a gain of 8. They're putting that game away. And Carolina starting to take their timeouts now. And we'll see. Okay. So let's go ahead and see a 2nd and 7 at the Atlanta 10 now for the Saints. Jags having a 1st and 10 at the 18 after a penalty on Sean Murphy-Bunting for holding. Oh, no. No. Tennessee, don't choke this. Don't choke it. Okay, offensive holding brings them back 10. 1st down and 20 now for the Jags from the 28. On the direct snap to ETN. Let's see. Well-designed play, stupid hold. Yeah. I mean, I can't directly see the play, like, firsthand. Because the NFL broadcast is way too, like, behind. Let me actually see. Can I watch this on ESPN? I don't think I can. I don't believe I can. Yeah, no, I can't watch it on ESPN. They don't have the rights to the game, so I'm stuck with the NFL broadcast, and it's not really great. But a 4th and 3 at the Atlanta 6 now for the Saints. They're just trying to bury this game. Carolina having used their 3rd and final timeout with 5:26 to go, with the Buccaneers driving on them. 2nd and 9 at the Carolina 40. And let's see. Jacksonville taking their first time out here. Let's go ahead and charge them that time out. There we go. And we'll see what they can do with it here. They're down by 8. Come on, Tennessee. Hold on. Just hold on. Okay. So the Saints get the field goal to go up by 17, and that is all but going to be a dagger potentially here. With only 10 minutes to go in that game, up by 17. I don't know. I don't know if Atlanta can come back. I don't want to call it just yet, because it's not quite yet over. And Minnesota going to throw a deep shot here to Jordan Addison. Man, this second half has just been an absolute explosion of offense. 27 points pending a PAT. Saints game, I mean, in theory, could I call it? Yes, but I'm very conservative on actually calling games, like saying it's over. Just because I've seen it too many times before. Like my first swing at ever doing this was I was calling games and like, oh wait, no, they came back. So I'm very, very cautious on calling games until there's like, 5 minutes left. That Bucs game is getting close to being called, though. With 4:42 to go at the Carolina 36, if they can put up another field goal, I'm going to call that Bucs game. And the Jags staring at a 3rd and 2 at the Tennessee 10. Lawrence Zay Jones for 7 yards. Minnesota does get the PAT on that score, so they're going to make it a 7-point game. That Vikings game has been an explosion of offense. The first half had 19 points combined. Second half has 28 already. So, we'll have to see here. Bucs down to the Carolina 22, and they are just going to milk this clock as much as they humanly can. And let's see. But man, this Vikings game, 14 points already in the 4th quarter, and we've only ticked off a minute and a half. Not even. Well, actually, no, just over a minute and a half, but still. We have taken off 98 seconds in this 4th quarter, and we have 14 points. And a 4th and 4 for Jacksonville at the Tennessee 12 as Tank Bigsby goes up the middle for a loss of 2. Okay, come on, Tennessee. Big stop here. I don't know, you might be 4-down territory for Jacksonville. You might be 4-down territory. I mean, I think they're 4-down territory already. And they get it. Oh, no, they got it. 2nd and goal now at the Tennessee 7. Dang it, Titans, what are you doing? And the Bucs have a 2nd and 4 at the Carolina 16. Woohoo! Hello. Hello. That is a big situation going on down there. And let's see. 2nd and goal at the Tennessee 7 coming up for Jacksonville. Come on, defense. Let's go, Titans. Big stop here defensively. Come on. Oh, come on. 3rd and goal at the 1. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Oh, man. While the Bucs have a 3rd and 2 at the Carolina 14. I'm just waiting on that just a little bit longer here. just to make sure, you know, that they actually get points this drive, because there could be some fluky turnover that goes big. First and goal at the Carolina 10 here. That will take them to the 2-minute warning. That's actually game, because they're going to burn the clock. Yeah, he's inbound, so that is officially a Tampa Bay victory. And Tampa Bay is going to the playoffs. That'll take them to the 2-minute warning. They take the kneel down. You know, that brings them down to, like, say, a minute 20. Take the kneel down. That brings you, you're on third down now. Brings you to, yeah, that's game. No matter what happens, they can just kneel it out. And Trevor Lawrence throwing incomplete. 4th down and goal at the 1 for the Jaguars. Come on, Titans defense. Hold strong. One more play. Come on, one more play out of the Titans defense here. Let's get it. Come on, Tennessee. 4th and goal at the Tennessee 1 for the Jaguars. What do the Titans have in them? What do the Titans have in them? This is a huge play in this game right here. You got to think. No gain! Titans have the football. There it is. A big turnover on downs. Tampa Bay first round exit guaranteed. Against maybe. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Because Tampa plays, 2 reasons. Number 1, Tampa plays well when they're the underdog. They play very well when they're the underdog. And number 2, if Dallas beats Washington, they're going to face Philadelphia. Philadelphia, you know, everyone's walking into the playoffs, right? Everyone's walking into the playoffs, you know, just strutting their stride, walking in like this. Here's how Philadelphia's walking into the playoffs. They're walking into the playoffs flopping on their face. So, just saying. Just saying. Anything's possible. Tampa plays well as the underdog, and like I said, I mean, the way it goes, it could very well be over. And oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call that Saints game. Tampa's too inconsistent. I'll take the Eagles in that scenario. I get it. I mean, if I'm for predictions, I'm probably going to take Philadelphia, assuming that's the matchup. Just because Philadelphia is limping into these playoffs. So I could see Tampa, you know, pulling off the upset here. And in that case, if the Rams end up getting the 6th seed, I'm cheering for the 7th seed team. I'm cheering on the 7th seed team because I would rather face Tampa Bay than San Francisco. But we're going to go ahead and call that Saints game. 1st and goal at the 1. That's going to be over. Jets have a 1st and 10 at the New England 19. That very well could be game right there as they're honing in on the game. But with that, the Saints will get a big win over the Falcons. Now, the Saints do have a chance to get in as a wild card team. They do have a scenario. They have a path to the wild card. Now, what needs to happen for that? The Bears need to win over the Packers, and the Cardinals need to win over the Seahawks. Both of which are very possible. Seattle have been struggling down the stretch. If Seattle makes the playoffs, they're going to be first-round exits. I guarantee you that. They're going to lose to Dallas or even Philadelphia. The way they're playing, they haven't really had any big highlights recently. But taking a look at it from the side of Green Bay could very well lose to Chicago. I could very well see a scenario where Green Bay loses to Chicago at home. I mean, it's very possible. Chicago's playing some damn good football, and they are going to do whatever they can to eliminate their opponent. So, and just like that, the Saints get a big passing touchdown. Carr hits Perry, and there it is. Let's go ahead and throw Tampa Bay, or the Tampa Bay game. That's going to go final at that score. And we have the Falcons-Saints game. That's going to go up to 41 points there for the Saints. That's game over. With that, Tampa Bay will claim the 4 seed. And Cleveland, whoop-de-doo, they get themselves a touchdown, but they don't care if they lose that game. And a penalty on Jacksonville's defense going to give Tennessee a 1st and 5 at the Tennessee 6. Here was Tampa. Tampa. Bingo. Bongo. Bango. And that will eliminate Atlanta from the playoffs. Where's my black pen? There it is. All right. I'm looking for Mac Jones, Zach Wilson battle. Instead, I got Simeon versus Zappi. Yeah, that was... Either way, it was going to be an ugly game. Either way, it was going to be an ugly game. Okay. So, yeah, let me go ahead and actually update the whiteboard real quick. Because we got Tampa Bay clinching at 9-8. And just like that, there's only one spot left in the NFC. And Atlanta comes off of the board. Okay. The Saints, though, are still alive for that wild card spot. And Tannehill going to hit more for a pass of 16 yards. And there it goes. Meanwhile, looking at it here, 4th down and 6 at the New England 15 for the Jets. Not really a great one at all by any means. So... Okay. Let's go ahead here and see Derrick Henry getting a 1-yard run there on 1st down and 10. And let's see. All right, so going to look to throw it here is Tannehill. Going to be caught. Oh, that was the play we just called. Yeah, that was the play we called. I forgot their stream is way behind on NFL. And let's see here. Tannehill going to hit Hopkins for a gain of 4. 3rd down and 5 coming up for him. And the Lions have a 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 16 after a 25-yard pass to Mitchell. Oh, man, that game is springing to life here in this second half. That Vikings-Lions game. All right. A.J. McCarron in the game now for the Bengals. Okay. So let's go ahead and see here. We are now at the 5-minute mark left in the 4th quarter here. Does anyone pick up Tannehill next year? I mean, he's a serviceable backup. Don't get me wrong. He is a serviceable backup. So I could see any team, you know, the Jets might make a run at Tannehill. I could see, you know, the Colts could if Minshew walks. If Minshew walks in free agency, Tannehill could sign there. There's a lot of places he can go where they would need a backup, you know. Minnesota could use a backup. Maybe he goes to New England. That's another possibility. I mean, we know he's Tana over the hill, but at the same time, teams would use him as a backup. You know, if the Patriots go and draft, let's say, I don't know, maybe either Caleb Williams or they could very well go the route of Michael Penix Jr. You know, go for one of those two and then sign your veteran presence in Tannehill. I mean, there's a number of teams that could do that. If Rudolph walks, the Steelers could go for him. So, We'll have to see. We will have to see. So Jets going to make that game 9-3. AJ still playing? I believe he was still playing for the Bengals. Okay, let's see here. So Detroit does kick a field goal, so they're up by 10. And the Titans now looking at a 2nd and 13 at the 34, their own 34. Jacksonville burning their second time out with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this one. All right. So Jacksonville starting to burn those timeouts now. Cousins. Cousins, he was done for the season a long time ago. But I could see him going somewhere as a backup once again. He's kind of like Ryan Tannehill in a sense, you know? He's definitely kind of passing his prime, but he still is a very serviceable backup. And even this season, I mean, he looked decent in the games he played. He didn't really look horribly atrocious, necessarily. There were some bright spots in there. So, I could see Cousins getting picked up by someone. Once again, a lot of those teams I just mentioned could also make a run at Kirk Cousins, too. Just because they are both very similar in skill set and stature and all that stuff. I mean, they're almost like the same type of player. So, let's see here. Okay. I'm just looking forward to tomorrow. Tonight we will be live once again later tonight, just so you guys know. We'll be going live for Bills-Dolphins, depending on how I would stream at 4:25, but unfortunately I do have to go out and do a couple things. Depending on how long that takes, we might be a little late tonight to the stream, but we will be here for that game, at least for the majority of it. And then we will be live once again tomorrow night. Once again, depending on how things go, I might be a little bit late, but I'm going to try to be as on time as I can for the National Championship at 7:30. It'll be a fun one to watch there. Okay. So let's go ahead and see here. Okay. So we are back. Jacksonville going to burn their third timeout at 3:15 to go, as Tennessee is faced with a 3rd and 11 at their own 36. So they are trying to get something going here. And let's see it. Okay. Taking a look here, the Bengals-Browns game. That one is, yeah, I'm going to call that one. I mean, it's meaningless anyway. All right. So taking a look here. Okay. Mullins trying to make a comeback here for Minnesota against Detroit. And they're going to get a little bit of help by illegal use of hands. 5-yard penalty there, so 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 32 for the Vikings. Oh, man. So we will see. Taking a look at how this is playing out here. Okay. So we'll see here. The Buffalo-Miami game is looking more and more juicy by the second. The only thing that would have made this even better would have been if it was I mean, Buffalo is going to clinch the playoffs at this point. So I think no matter what happens... No, actually, if they lose, they're out, I believe. And yeah, Houston would claim the 7th seed, right? Or the 6th seed? Something like that. Let's go ahead and check this real quick. Go ahead and double check this here. So assuming the Titans win, right? Miami wins. Pittsburgh takes the 6th seed. Buffalo takes the 7th seed. Buffalo wins. So yeah, Buffalo clinches a playoff spot here, assuming Tennessee loses. So, assuming this game holds, Buffalo is going to the playoffs, no matter what happens. And the Steelers are going to the playoffs. So the AFC playoff picture is set, no matter what happens. So, the only thing at this point that becomes of any significance is the Packers game and the Seahawks game. Those are really the only 2 games of massive significance of season making or breaking, you know. And Tannehill going to be sacked at the 30, 4th and 17, going to have to punt it away. Browns are getting a pity touchdown here. Minnesota with 5:58 to go in the 4th are putting together a drive a little bit here. 2nd and 10 at the Minnesota 43. Jets have the ball at the Patriots 38 with 5:57 to go. Very well could be the end of that one. Okay. So at this point, Tampa Bay has clinched the South. So the only spot that's going to be available is going to be Green Bay. Assuming Jacksonville doesn't come back and win this. And they're going to be starting at their own 25 here. So no timeouts for Jacksonville, 3 for Tennessee. And let's see. And let's see it now. Ugh. So the punt comes with 2:18 to go. The Jaguars are going to have just over 2 minutes to go and no timeouts to travel 75 yards and get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And Lawrence scrambles up the middle, so that's going to bring him down to the 2-minute warning more than likely. Gain of 8 on the play. Okay. So let's go ahead and see here. The Jaguars now going to hit the 2-minute warning with basically having to go 67 yards and get the 2-point conversion to send this game to overtime to have a chance to win. So we'll see how this plays out. But right now, it's looking very heavily like a Jacksonville win. Or a Jacksonville loss, I mean. So, go ahead and flip that arrow around real quick. Tennessee could use their timeouts too. If Jacksonville starts moving the ball, if I'm Tennessee, I'm taking my timeouts. If Jacksonville starts driving. Like, if they get down to your 20, your 15, I'm taking my timeouts then so that I can have as much time as possible to go downfield and get a touchdown or a field goal to win the game in regulation. Taking a look here, the Vikings are at the Detroit 46 with 5 minutes to go in regulation. And let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. As we're getting ready to come out of the 2-minute warning here momentarily, we got ourselves an interesting game coming on. Okay. Go ahead and check out a couple things here. Okay, and okay. Man. Okay. So we'll see here. Getting ready to see what we've got after the 2-minute warning. As it's the 2nd and 2 at the 33, and Bailey Zappi takes a sack for 16 yards. The bowl of ineptitude continues in New England. Who is going to out inept the other? Oh my god. I knew it was going to be low scoring, but 12 points? I thought there would have been at least 15. Oh my god. Now the Vikings are down to the Detroit 40. Okay. Let's see here. And just like that, Nick Mullins hitting Justin Jefferson for 14 yards down to the 26, down by 10. Speaking of Zappia, speaking of Zappy, what are your favorite pizza toppings? I'm just a straight pepperoni guy. Pepperoni. Although one thing I do like, I'll get it because I work at a pizza place. I'll get it with barbecue sauce, chicken, ham, and pepperoni. But the ham, only if it's like the cubed julienne cut ham, not the ham like slices. Like I know some places, I think Domino's is one that does it where it's just like sliced ham as opposed to cubed ham. It's got to be the cubed ham for me. I don't like the flat ham on pizza, like the sliced ham on pizza. If it's going to be ham, it's got to be cubed. Pepperoni, mushroom, and green pepper. Fair enough. Fair enough. Pretty standard pizza toppings there. Almost sounded like a supreme pizza there. Pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, green pepper, onion. It's pretty standard on a pizza. So you're pretty close to a supreme guy. And the Jaguars now have a 4th down and 2 at their own 33. As he took a shot to Calvin Ridley. And then to Zay Jones. 4th down and 2. With a minute 50 to go. Jacksonville has no timeouts. If they fail to convert this, it is game over. Houston wins the division. Pittsburgh's in the playoffs. Buffalo's in the playoffs. Jacksonville goes home. This is it. This is the season right there for the Jaguars. This 4th down and 2 play is their season. And here we go. Lawrence now looking at a 4th and 2. What are they going to do? Tennessee does burn a timeout here. They do burn a timeout. And Bailey Zappi gets intercepted by Adams. And there it is. Trevor Lawrence going to Evan Ingram. Incomplete. Game over. Tennessee will get the win. Jacksonville goes home. Pittsburgh's in the playoffs. And Buffalo is in the playoffs. All we have left to see is seeding tonight in the AFC based off of the result of the Bills game. Jacksonville going home. Oh, man. And just like that, Houston wins the division. Can't be a 6 seed, can't be a 7 seed, as they claim the 4 seed. Oh, man. And just like that, Buffalo's in and Pittsburgh is in. And the AFC playoffs are set. The teams making it in the AFC are the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, Houston Texans, and Kansas City Chiefs are going to be your AFC playoff contenders. This game going final at a 28-20 score. Let's go ahead and put that up in the score ticker. And just like that, we'll go ahead and still provide coverage of the other games in this slate. And the Browns game going to go final 31-14. And there we go. So we have just 3 games left. The Falcons Saints, which is pretty much over. Jets Patriots, almost over. And Lions Vikings, which the Vikings just gave the ball back to Detroit at their own 33. With 3:07 to go, Vikings going to use their first timeout. All right. So Tennessee gets the win. And let's see here. Man. That is huge. Let's go ahead and check my scenarios here for my team records I predicted at the beginning of the season, by the way. I did nail the Browns record. So I nailed the Browns record. New England falling to 4-13 is likely. Falcons at 7-10. That is correct. They will fall to 7-10. And there we go. Just taking a look at the other games here. Whiteboard time. Yes, sir. We will update the whiteboard here in 2 seconds. I just want to verify my record predictions I made just before the start of the season. Cincinnati was out. Tampa Bay, Carolina. Tampa Bay and Carolina both were completely wrong. Okay. And there we go. We'll go ahead and update that whiteboard real quick. Jacksonville deserves to lose. Oh, most definitely. This team collapsed down the stretch. Now, I mean, I'm going to do that in the post-mortem. I'm going to really have to dig into this team because they were 8-3 at one point. Yes, Pittsburgh did clinch. Pittsburgh is in the playoffs. Now, a Buffalo loss would be absolutely incredible because then they would have to go to Kansas City instead of, you know, Miami or Buffalo. And just like that, the Jets will get a win on a big 50-yard rushing touchdown to Breece Hall. So that will cause the Jets to win. So I nailed the Jets prediction. And I nailed the, well, I got the floor right for the Jets. And the Patriots floor. Go Bills. All right, fair enough, Pete, fair enough. But just like that, the Jets end up getting a big touchdown here. Let's go ahead and throw this up there. Okay, 16-3 should be the final score there. And let's go ahead and update that whiteboard real quick because now we have the AFC teams set. Jacksonville is out. Houston is in at 10-7, winner of the AFC South. So there they are. And they are locked into the 4 seed. And Pittsburgh right now is the 7 seed. So now if Buffalo loses, Pittsburgh goes up to the 6th seed. The way things stand. Pittsburgh goes to the 6th seed with a Buffalo loss. On the NFC side of things, just waiting it out here for the Vikings game, because that would eliminate the Vikings. I like buffalo wings with my wings and pizza or beer. Fair enough. Buffalo wings with my pizza and beer. Fair enough. That sounds pretty good actually. And the Jets went for 2, not 1. Okay. Kick a man when he's down, why don't ya? And just like that, in this Falcons game, the Falcons end up throwing an interception, return for 74 yards down at the 1, and that is going to be game over. That should go final. Never mind, they end up going for a rush. Oh my god. They run it up the middle. The Falcons are already dead, buddy. They're already dead. Now you're going to make it a 48-17 game. But I am going to call that Jets game. So a Jets victory over the Patriots. All right. Waiting now to see what Minnesota does. 1st and 10 of their own 10 here. This is big for the NFC side of things. Minnesota would be eliminated and would be the 2nd team eliminated today if they manage to lose. And they're down by 10 with 2:47 to go and no timeouts. Theoretically, it is still possible that this team manages to pull something out. But they got to be quick. And they're acting like it because they're taking deep shots. They're just not able to convert on those deep shots. So waiting to see what they can do. As the 4 o'clock games will be starting up here in about 20 minutes. Unfortunately, we will not be live for those. But we will be live tonight for the Bills versus the Dolphins. So if you guys do want to make sure you stay tuned for that, make sure to go right below this stream here and click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified. Also, while you're down there, liking the stream would help a whole lot. But let's keep looking here, waiting on what the Vikings do. 2:21, 3rd down and 5. I don't believe the Vikings have any timeouts left. They don't. So if Minnesota fails here, it's 4-down territory, obviously. If they fail, then the Lions all but run the clock out. So that's what's at stake here. That is what's at stake. And just like that, I mean, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 stuff right. I predicted 3 teams' floors to be their actual season. The Bills are in no matter what happens, yes. Yeah, I'll actually show you right here. So if I go over to the playoff machine, just to verify that everything works out, right? Let's go ahead and set up the settings for this. Playoff machine, done. And show that. Here we go on the playoff machine. And let's see here. So in this scenario, right? Let's go ahead and clear it. Jacksonville lost. So at this point, no matter what happens, everyone's put Houston and Indy on Sunday Night Football instead of, yeah. That was what I was saying. That was what I was clamoring about, but they didn't listen to me. But watch this. So the Dolphins win. Bills go to the 7 seed. Pittsburgh takes the 6 seed. Miami is the 2 seed. And they would play each other back-to-back weeks. Buffalo wins. Pittsburgh's the 7 seed. Goes against Buffalo. Miami claims the 6 seed. Goes to Kansas City. If they tie for whatever reason, Buffalo takes the 6 seed. Miami still takes the 2 seed. So that's what's at stake for Sunday Night Football. Taking a look here, the Lions win. They eliminate the Vikings. And they have a chance at the 2 seed. If the Commanders win. If the Commanders lose, Dallas takes the 2 seed. Philadelphia stays the 5th seed and will face Tampa Bay. So we have a real interesting scenario here. But at the 2-minute warning, Detroit has the ball. Did they intercept it? Did they intercept it? They did intercept the ball. So like that, Detroit has a 2nd and 1. 1 first down will put this game away. And that will be game over for the Vikings. They will be eliminated. Just going to wait just to make sure that is actually what plays out here before we go off the air. But yeah. Falcons Saints ended 48-17 final score. And we'll go ahead and see what happens after the 2-minute warning just to make sure nothing crazy happens. Just to be brutally short and brutally honest. And we'll see what happens. Haven't called that one yet, just because I want to make sure nothing crazy happens. It's still in the realm of possibility that Detroit somehow bumbles this game. So, I want to see that pizza during the Bills-Miami broadcast. Unfortunately, I won't be getting pizza tonight. I'm actually going out getting dinner with some family and friends, and we're gonna be going over to a Red Robin. So, unfortunately, not gonna be getting that pizza tonight. So. But I will show you guys, maybe in the playoffs I might. Because I'll be back out by where I work, so I'll be able to get some of that. Won't be probably until the divisional round, but I could probably make something happen with that. Now granted, I don't do cheese. I don't like cheese, so it's gonna look a little weird. Because there'll be no cheese, it'll just be straight sauce, pepperoni, cubed ham, and chicken. But I can make it work out. There will be a stream tonight. We will be live. We won't be live for 425, but we will be live for Sunday Night Football. And then tomorrow we'll go live once again for the College Football Championship. So, just making sure nothing crazy happens here. Just making sure nothing crazy happens in this game here. I want to take a minute, though, to say huge shout out to every single one of you guys who came into the stream today. I mean, this is by far one of the biggest streams. Not the biggest, but one of the biggest streams I've done this year. I mean, let's just say the streams didn't do as well as they did last year. You know, the algorithm finally honed in on where I was supposed to be and kind of found where I needed to be. And just like that, the Lions do get the first down, so it will be game over there in Detroit. But I want to take a huge minute, though, to thank all you guys, because that is absolutely insane. This stream has been absolutely awesome. Every single one of you guys who have spent time here are awesome. And let's hear, what should I do about pizza then? I don't really like getting cheese. Yeah. Well, what you do is you can just order it without cheese. That's what I do. That's what I do, John. Let's go ahead and mark both of these games as final. as Minnesota will lose to Detroit, and New England will officially lose to the Jets. Those games have all gone final, and with that, the 1 o'clock slate of games is over. Why are they not kneeling it? Why are you not kneeling it? Oh, my beard definitely got longer over the year. I haven't shaved it since, I haven't trimmed it since late October, mid-October, I think, somewhere in that range. Somewhere around mid-late October, so I've been kind of letting it grow. Unfortunately, I will have to trim it up again because I'm going back to work, and I'm going to be working in a food environment. So, I got to kind of trim it back up, but probably do that this week. And that's actually, I'm probably going to get a haircut this week, too, because I haven't had a haircut since August. So, probably going to look at getting a little haircut and a beard trim, and we're just going to go into the playoffs nice and clean. Why are they... Oh, are the Lions literally going to try to run up the score on Minnesota? Ain't no way. But is Belichick gone? I think he is. I mean, there's a meeting between the Krafts and Belichick coming up. That's going to be a huge meeting for everyone to know what's going on, but I think he is going to be gone. There's no doubt in my mind he's gone. He goes somewhere else. And it's game over. And just like that, the Vikings game does officially go final. Detroit does officially get the win, and they do eliminate Minnesota from the playoff picture. But I think at this point, I am going to get going. I have to get a couple videos done, a couple of postmortems done, because after the 1 o'clock slate of games, I have I have 3 postmortems to do just from the 1 o'clock slate of games alone after the Minnesota loss. I have Minnesota, I have Atlanta, and I have Jacksonville to do. So I'll have to get to work on that. But yeah, I will be live later tonight, though, for Bills-Dolphins regular season finale. So if you guys did like, don't forget to smash like and subscribe down below the video. It helps out a whole lot. And with that, I will see you guys later tonight. Peace out and have a good one.